Hello, chat. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. I like immediately sneezed once I started stream. Hold on. I gotta get more allergy medicine. Hold on. Ow. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? I am allergy season. Yeah. All right. First things first. Lore is love. Lore is life. All right. So today's stream is gonna be a bit different from what we usually do. It's a react stream. I don't usually do react streams, mostly because I like to make original content, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, we're in tough times. Hopefully this reacting stuff makes it a bit better on YouTube and Twitch, like stuff. Anyway, what was I going to do? I lost my train of thought. So, I'm starting this series called Wait, There's Lore. Wait, there's lore. But wait, there's lore. That's what it's called. I forgot the name already. I don't even know what I was doing. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna react to lore videos on stuff. Right now I'm hyperfixated on watching what was I gonna do? Hyperfixated on watching Monster Hunter, so we're gonna react to Monster Hunter right now. What else do I have? Anything else I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, it's not on here. Hold on. Hold on. Let me add the sound alert. There we go. That should be better. There we go. All right. Anyway, where was I? I was on Okay. So first of all, I just want to talk about a dream. Last night I had a dream. It was a very weird dream. It was like a nightmare. It started off with like I was at the beach, really like watery beach. Is my headset on? I don't hear anything. Can I hear anything?
This is the complete.
I don't hear anything. Oh no. Let me see. Let me try this. Hello? Hello? Okay, that's better. Let me see if that worked. Let me see if there it is. All right, there we go. We got the audio to work. Okay, it wasn't working. The audio wasn't working on me. For me. All right. That's not a black hand. That's a blood streak on my face. Anyway. Okay, so I had to stream. It started off with I was at the beach. It was cold. It was dark. It was damp. There was sand everywhere. Sand got everywhere. I hate sand. And then there was like I looked up at my head and like I was like slightly balding at the top of my head and was like, oh no! And then I like looked over and there was like a bunch of women, OnlyFans women taking pictures at the beach. Oh, OnlyFans women. And then I look over to the other side and there's like a bunch of men in an arena, in like this cage arena. And they're running away from like a great white shark that's like on land, jumping around, flopping with like a bunch of blood on it, with a bunch of blood on it, and that was my dream. Okay, let me consult the dream journal. It says here that the balding represents fear of being gay. Yes, and here it says that the women, OnlyFans women, is also fear of being gay because you like men and you don't like women. Yes, okay. And here it says that the shark represents the gayness that you're trying to run away from. Yes. Super gay. And what does the blood gay represent? Oh, it just emphasizes the gayness. Super gay. OnlyFans women. They really are like a race of people. You see them at beaches. Ads. Jeff the shark. No, Jeff the shark. All right. Anyway, that's enough of my dream. That was like the only thing that happened interesting yesterday. I went to Costco. I went to Costco yesterday. Pretty nice. Nothing happened too much in the span of like yesterday and today. Like I finished Monster Hub Quest to get to rank 4. We're at rank 3 right now in Monster Hunter, and I'm trying to get to rank 4. I think I'm only like 3 missions away from like getting to like rank 4, which unlocks like a Palico level 25. So I'm enjoying Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. It's a pretty nice game so far. I'm enjoying it. All right, on to the reactions. Which button was it? This one. Maybe I should make the chat box a bit smaller. Let me make that a bit. There we go. It's better. Put that over my head. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna react to some lore. We're gonna start off with this one. This is probably my favorite. There should not be any ow. There should not be any ads. Is what I say.
If you guys have a prime,
Oh.
that prime on the table like a big fucking cock. Show everybody that you have a big fucking dick today and slap that prime on the fucking table right now.
They are everywhere.
That was a lot longer than I remember it being.
Some are underneath the sea, submerged in lava.
Oh my gosh.
Others are towering above the sky. It makes you wonder, what are these ruined structures?
Alright, so we're reacting to
And
hello, Princess Kokoma. Welcome. Is that Line Chew's
as we talk about
is that a Line Chew
ancient
emoji?
civilizations
Emote?
of Monster Hunter.
Slap it on the
As in
table.
ancient times, many civilizations thrive throughout the world of Monster Hunter.
I don't know why I have the dislike bar shown, but it doesn't matter. By the way, this is a good video. I think this is a good video.
Others
It's oh yeah, you're right. I forgot to adjust the volume. For you guys, because like I normally have it set to have. All right, let's try this. Okay, all right, let's try this again.
Often misunderstood that the ancient civilization is seen as one huge civilization, but in reality, there were.
All right, how does that volume sound, chat? Give me a quick yes or no on the volume. Let me just check in the volume. All right, how's the volume going? How's that sound? Let me play it again.
Were many diverse civilizations.
Is the
each with
great
its
sword
own
like low
unique
polygons
culture,
for some reason? Like it looked like
customs,
very.
beliefs,
Okay, that's a
and
good.
more.
That's a good.
Let's look at this civilization as an example. They once lived in the place known as the ruined pinnacle.
We've been there. We've been
Many
there. Monster Hunter
years ago.
Generations Ultimate.
This
We barely.
ancient
And I think that's
civilization
Valstrax. Yep, that's
worshipped
Valstrax.
the elder dragon, Valstrax.
I think he
as
cut
their
off his tail.
deity.
It looks like he's missing the tail part.
Valstrax
Yep,
was
there it
known
is. Yeah,
by
you can
many
see.
names: the Argent Comet, the Silver Wings of the Evil Star, or
Evil
the
Star.
Sky Comet
Like
Dragon.
an evil version of me.
According to legend, every 100 or 1,000 years,
I think
Valstrax
that's
would
the
appear.
what is this sword called? It's the Gormagala sword. I know that sword. And I forget what it's called. It's something German. It's the Abelschulz. Schultz? I think it's something Schultz.
Area 9 of the
Get rid of
ruined
this thing.
pinnacle, drawn by the mysterious pulsating energy of the dragon veins there.
Hello,
The presence of Valstrax astonishes.
This guy really likes the great
the
sword.
ancient
Honestly, I like the
civilization
great sword as
that
well. I prefer
inhabit
great sword
the
over
ruined
like hammer.
pinnacle. They
Uh.
constructed structures such as an altar in Area 2, which served as a testament to Valstrax's terrifying power and
Altar.
legend.
Wait,
The
hold on.
civilization
Hold on. Run that back, man.
to Valstrax's altar in Area 2.
Okay, he said altar. Okay, I thought he said elder for some reason. I was like, what?
Which served as a testament to Valstrax's terrifying power and legend. The civilization remained cautious though. Accessing to the higher areas of the map was restricted, with only
Is that the
high-ranking
world tree from
priests
Elden
were
Ring?
allowed
Just
to
looks
venture.
kind of looks
As
like.
far as Area 7, Area 8 was considered a place devoid of divine protection.
Ah,
from
yes.
The, Argent
The
Comet
glorious
Valstrax.
Area 8.
And venturing further was
You know,
believed
I would think
to
they
lead
have these
to a
places
certain
called
death.
something.
In contrast to this civilization,
I think this is the highest part of the
civilization
map.
in the sandy plains met
This is
a
Monster
different
Hunter
fate.
Wilds now?
Many of their ruined structures
I think it's
had
Monster
been
Hunter
buried
Wilds.
within the sand.
Wait, hold on. Can you
Some
choose to hold on?
unrecognizable
Can you choose to be a Wyverian in Monster Hunter Wilds? Is that an option in like the character customization? Can you like choose to be a Wyverian? That would be pretty cool actually. Like, I don't know if that's an option in Monster Hunter Wilds. All right. Anyway, back to the video.
while others remain standing. We would learn more about the tragic fate of the civilization through the scattered relics found within the map, including a story of an old hunter
There's a
who had returned from his
Balroth.
hometown.
Balroth. I think.
The message
What's that thing
follows.
called?
There
Balroth.
was an old hunter, long separated from his hometown, who yearned to reunite with those he had left behind. Despite his old age, he persisted in heaving his aching muscles and ragged bones forward, one step after another.
Ragged.
The map
I
showed
think
that
I
his
think
village was
I think he
just
meant to
over
say
the
ragged
horizon,
there.
But an unfamiliar wasteland sprawled between him and it, barely escaping the hungry jaws of the countless monsters. He pressed on, willful that he would put this savage land behind him ere long. Several days passed with no
Eerie.
sign of
Huh,
his
okay,
home
that one was pronounced right.
anywhere. He began to fear some fault in the map had led him astray. Then, finally, he came upon a path that plunged him into the underbelly of the void. Shaken, uneasy, he descended it with all. This building was familiar. He knew it too well, but no wonder he couldn't find it. It had been buried under the sand. Hoping to find
Sands of
something
time.
left behind, anything, he entered his house. On the wall was written this message: as the crimson glow falls upon us, our people flee this land, but I promise to survive, that we too may reunite. And so the old hunter set out once more, vowing never to rest or falter, as he yet had a duty to his love to fulfill.
Yeah, so I thought it was the Kishula Deora that destroyed societies. Those are remote bros, if I
Other
remember correctly. Those little
civilizations
things.
worshipped or feared such monsters.
That
Some
looks like a
ancient
freaking
civilizations
Fallout New Vegas.
thrived
Is that?
during this period.
Oh my gosh.
These civilizations
It's like a Fallout New
developed
Vegas like a
advanced
background piece.
technology, including armor and weaponry that even today's smithies would struggle to forge.
And this is the Atrian armor, right?
Notably, the Artian armor set
A-
that was initially
Artian?
introduced
I
in
thought it
the
was
third gen
Artian.
of Monster Hunter. In
Artian?
the
I thought it was
description of
Artian.
the Blade Master set,
Artian?
it says, head armor made of eldritch
They don't have a
scraps.
helmet for mine.
Artisans debated its design for 7
That's a really
nights.
cool helmet. I like that.
Chest armor made of eldritch scraps, which even the smithy struggled with. Arm guards made of eldritch scraps. New finds have improved the form. Waist armor made of eldritch scraps, whose true purpose remains a mystery. Leg armor made from eldritch scraps. Wearing it bestows tremendous power.
Okay, so in Monster Hunter Ultimate Generations Ultimate, you don't get the you don't get a helmet, and you don't get a folds. You don't get folds. Folds or folds. This makes you wish for nuclear winter. That's a mod where I'm gonna install. I'm still working on modding Fallout New Vegas. Anyway, I'll get back to that later. But yeah, you don't get the folds, and you don't get a helmet in Monster Hunter Generation Ultimate. So that's kind of weird to a degree. I don't know why that's not included. I don't know why you wouldn't include that. You still get the relic shards, which is like the. I don't know if they like turn into like the Monster Hunter weapons, like special weapons, because I think like the relic shards turn into regular metal weapons in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. So like I don't know, but let's see here, and yeah, they're just pretty basic armor pieces. They don't really do
According to
anything.
the researchers written in the Hunter's Encyclopedia 4, a rough translation, the Arshan is made of rare ores, rusted fragments,
That armor
ancient
looks freaking
fragments,
awesome.
and
Oh,
other
right there.
hard-to-find materials. Many of the parts look
Yeah,
like
why does it look so
mechanical
good here?
parts, but the curved design makes them lighter and easy to move than they appear.
Curved
These
design?
rusted fragments or ancient fragments are often found scattered in the volcanic locales of the old world map. At least from
Because
what I've
Kishla destroyed it?
observed. Feel free to comment if you found them elsewhere. What's also
I found them in the
interesting,
Monster Hunter.
these ancient fragments are also found in the New World, and it's quite odd that we find them in the New World. Remember how in the story of Monster Hunter World, we were asked by the Hunters Guild to venture out to this unexplored continent, which we later call as the New World. Throughout the story, it was said
Is that a great sword or a charge
we
blade?
first explored the
Charge
New
axe.
World 40 years ago with the first
Switch
fleet.
axe.
During our time in the New World, we would soon find out that we were not the first ones to inhabit this continent. Besides the obvious one, which is the monsters,
You
other
look
beings
Yaku?
such as Linians, Kajalakas, especially the first
Oh, it's this
Wyverian
annoying girl.
or Wyverians,
I think he's
already
wearing
inhabit
Nargacuga.
the New World. Moreover,
Mushroom head.
if you send out your palicos to explore one of the locales in the New World, they sometimes encounter an
Like-
ancient fragment
like Kishla
along their
Deora?
journey, and it's quite strange.
Yes, that's where I got
these
mine.
palicos found these ancient fragments. You can't obtain them by mining outcrops like in the Old World. Similarly, in the Old World, once we obtain these ancient fragments, smithies are able to forge the Arshan armor set.
Yeah.
This
Why is it
leads us
green?
to these questions. Was the
Why
New
is it
World
green?
already explored by an advanced civilization? Possibly. Did the Hunters Guild have no records of a civilization exploring the New World? Maybe. The same reason why they weren't aware about the first Wyverians, also known as the ancient Wyverians. found
Wait,
in
wait,
the
wait,
New
wait,
World.
wait, wait. What's this about? Like, wait. So they didn't. What do you mean they didn't know about the ancient wyver? You mean Wyverians? I guess it's like the separation between like humans in the old world and the new world. Like, I guess that makes sense. Like, you didn't know. Wait, there's humans in a new. But technically, there's like this whole thing of like we thought this is an unconquered land. Christopher Columbus, blah blah blah. We thought it was somebody else, and it's like, yeah, we're not surprised. But like ancient Wyverians. Also, the thing is that the very unrealistic. I don't know. Are you speaking like do Wyverians have like a language? Is there like one spoken language? Unrealistically, there's no like separation languages after the separation of like two continents. You would think you would have an evolution of like language, unless they're like they're speaking an old dialect of Wyverian, and it's like, oh, I can understand like half of it. It's like Switzerland and Germany. And it's like there's like a very thick accent. There's like a difference, and I would think like they can't understand each other. Like I was watching Dr. Stone the other day, and this whole problem happened. Like they're speaking Japanese and English, and it's like they don't understand each other at all. And I was like, they're speaking a different language, right? Yeah, they are. They actually are speaking different languages. They can't understand each other because sometimes they're like they're speaking to each other, but like you're confused as to like they can comprehend. But in reality, it's like there's the separation of language. I don't know. Hopefully in Monster Hunter World, that's a thing they have. I don't know if that's an actual thing they have. All right. Anyway, that's just a little.
Hypothetically, if they did explore the New World, what were they doing? On top of these questions,
Oh, that's freaking awesome! Why
there's
can't they
a
do
lot
that?
about the New World that is
Can I
still
do
left
that with
unexplored by the
dual blades
Hunters Guild.
in Monster Hunter
There
Generations
might just
Ultimate?
be other ancient civilizations out there.
Ancient civilization.
Moving on from the armory, a researcher once talked about a mysterious buried technology from an ancient civilization. While mining, a rust shard was discovered.
Rush shards, yes.
After close examination, it was said to be an extremely
I think this is
rare
Monster Hunter Rise,
weather
right?
weapon. When you bring one of these rust shards back to the smithy, they would be converted into a weapon. Despite how the weapons have weathered away and may initially appear useless, they should not be underestimated.
Longsword. That's
Once
the
they are
longsword,
restored,
not the great sword.
these weapons contain a high
And
amount
that
of
is
dragon
the
energy.
switchblade.
Furthermore, their bizarre appearance makes it intriguing.
And that is a
Initially,
great horn.
these
Yep.
rusted weapons were discovered
That's a
in the
hammer.
second generation of Monster Hunter. Upon their discovery, the blacksmiths were unsure how to restore them
Ancient blade.
and had to do some research.
I think they turn into like dragon
Eventually,
type.
They would
Dragon
learn
types, right?
the strange origins of these weapons. Such as this greatsword, the description follows. Epitaph blade, a blade of unknown origins. It has an inscription, but what could it mean? Moreover, we have the long
I'm just gonna be real with you, Chief. I don't think I'm gonna play any other Monster Hunters after I play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I think like I'm done after Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Like I don't really play Monster Hunter that much. I only played Monster Hunter Generations, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate demo, and that was it. That's really all I played. I played Monster Hunter Generations when it came out originally on the 3DS XL or 3DS, I think, and I got it for my 3DS XL. I played it. It was a really fun playthrough for the first time. But like I got to the end where I fought the Shigara Magala, and that was it. Like I thought the game was over because like I tried playing other bosses and it was like pretty hard, and it's like I gotta run around fighting all these different monsters, and eventually I got tired and I kind of left that playthrough alone. I have that 3DS at my parents' house, and I lost it. I don't know where my 3DS is. My 3DS XL, it's somewhere around there. But this new playthrough was the one I played all the way to Monster. I played Monster Hunter Generations, and I've gotten pretty far. I've gotten almost all the way to like the low high ranks. Like I think like we're at village level 6. I think I'll unlock village level 7 after I fight Nersila, which we'll probably do tomorrow. We're gonna fight a lot of Elder Dragons. I think I also unlocked all the Elder Dragons for the where I have to repel them in Monster Hunter Hunter Hub rank 3-star anyway. I don't know, maybe I will play Rise if like Monster Hunter like becomes a really big series to like the channel, and like I really get a good following out of people. People really want me to play Monster Hunter Rise. I guess I'll play that. I don't know, is Monster Hunter Rise good? Well, we'll see once I finish Generations Ultimate. Which will be funny, because like if I played Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate on the 3DS and now I switch all the way to the Switch, that's gonna be like pretty funny for me. Anyway, alright, back to the video. Bye.
sword. Oblivion, a relic from a lost page of history. Its craftsmanship, unmatchable in this age.
My even
Lasting
smaller hands
two
couldn't
oblivions.
reach
Enduring
the
schism, the ultimate
the
dragon
Shigara
slayers.
Magala.
Could the
It was
crafting
too big
materials
Too
be
big
a
for me.
remnant
Actually, I
of
did beat the
ancient
Shigara
people?
Magala.
These could just be
Hold on.
like-
I want to make something clear. I did beat the Shigara Magala. It wasn't hard. It was actually pretty decent. It was a simple fight. Fighting Gore Magala and Shigara Magala is like a easy fight. Like it's not that difficult. It's just like I had to like it took a while. I had to use all my tips and tricks. My hunting horn, my demon hunter horns, my demon flute. That's it. Demon flutes. All my items. Anyway.
for text, but they could also give us a clue on how these weapons are used by these technologically advanced civilization. Moreover, some of these rusted weapons, when restored, actually resemble
Man, the drip on that
the
looks so good.
Arshan armor set, such as this lance, Skyscraper, an ancient lance discovered unused. It towers high,
Unused.
as if to pierce the heavens. The
This
switch
spear
axe,
will pierce the heaven.
Mundus Altus, a transcendent ancient edge that once parted heaven. The final Severance package, the Charge Blade, Chrono Gear.
Okay, I just want to say, I want to finish up on that. Yeah, I was back in the day. I don't think I ever Googled things. Like, I didn't know how to get past Shigara. Like, after I finished fighting Shigara Magala, like, I thought, like, oh, okay, I guess the game's over. I didn't buy any DLC for Monster Hunter Generations, so I thought, like, it was the end of that. Alright, anyway. I thought that was just the end of the game. My brain was too small, not my hands. My hands were small enough, but, like, even my small hands now can still beat Shigara Magala. Shigara Magala can catch these hands. Beep, beep. Anyway.
An ancient charge blade that has its gears
Chrono gear.
stored via modern technology and parts.
I kind of want
the bow,
want that one.
Angelbein, a
Angel.
long-lost artifact.
I think it's
crafted in the
Angelbein,
shape of
because
an
it's in
animal
German.
leg,
Anyway,
though
Bein.
heaven alone
Bein.
knows why.
Bane?
Well, I
Bein?
was doing some
Bein?
research.
I'm thinking Bein
I
is like
haven't found
light, but,
any for the Insectlave and Heavy Bowgun. I may have missed them out. You can let me know in the comments. Now, the next question here would be, where were these technologically ancient weapons and armory used?
Used. Downfall of civilization. Okay, we're already 28 minutes into the video. Or 28 minutes into the stream. Let's see, how many more
Many,
videos can I do?
countless discussions online had speculated what led to the downfall of these civilizations was because of the Great Dragon War. The
Great Dragon War of
an
87!
ancient civilization once meddled with life, seeking to create an ultimate life form.
What the heck is that?
Equal dragon weapon. This powerful Frankenstein monster would require the sacrifice of the numerous amounts of dragons. This infuriated many other dragons, leading to a violent war, ultimately causing the extinction of most dragons and the downfall of the ancient civilizations.
So they could create dragons. That's a Kishla
That's
Deora.
pretty crazy.
Okay.
But did it actually happen? Now, this idea was first introduced in one of the Monster Hunter encyclopedia books,
Which one?
specifically the original
Okay.
Hunter's
All right, thank you.
Encyclopedia, written by the Royal Pantheology Scriveners. And
Wait,
a
hold
bit
on.
of
You stupid.
context,
Okay. You said pantheology, right? I wanna make sure.
Royal Pantheology
Yeah, it's paleontology.
Scriveners.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
And a bit of a context of what the
Pantheology
Royal
is the study of
Scriveners are.
Paleont.
They are
Okay, so
a
let me
public
explain something. Paleontology is the study of I forget what it is. I think it's the study of like fossil records and like not fossil records, paleontology, because of Paleolithic era. So you have history of like old world and like talking people. History the old world. Well, hold on. History of the old world with like old civilizations, humans, technically Wyverians in this case, and pantheology is the study of gods, the study of like god history. Like you have like Zeus, the study of the Greek pantheon, study of Norse pantheon. You have study of Chinese pantheons or specific types specific Chinese civilizations, because they had like different pantheons, I think. Japanese pantheons. Anyway, that's like
organization.
The
world of
the
Monster
paleontology
Hunter.
is
They are
technically
dedicated to
a,
researching, studying,
is technically a lore book.
observing the ecologies and whereabouts of various monsters.
Yeah, the paleontology
The
is closer to
Hunter's
like a
encyclopedia is their in-universe written work, providing a detailed perspective on what they know thus far. The idea of the Great Dragon War is mentioned in the unidentified monsters section of the encyclopedia.
Great Dragon
This
War.
section talks about the strange creatures like goblins, various
There's
types
goblins?
of dragons,
There's goblins in Monster Hunter?
Hydra, Kirin,
There's a Kirin.
Fatalis, and finally, the equal dragon weapon.
Equal dragon weapon.
It's within this part that the idea of the Great Dragon War was introduced.
Yes, it's a
Now,
book. It's a book.
one
You
thing
can
to
get this
keep
book.
in mind about the unidentified creatures section is that the Royal Pantheology scriveneers view these monsters or creatures as myths and legends brought up from in-universe rumors. Their existence remains unclear to them. It wasn't until the later
Hey, look at the
series
dog.
that
Oh,
these
yeah, it's a good boy right
researchers
there. That's a
began
good.
to
That's a good stone.
understand the existence of
Look at that
some
bone.
of these monsters or creatures, such
Hmm.
as goblins, which were actually shakalakas, Kirin, and
Shakalaka.
Fatalis.
I think it's a
Now,
shakalaka.
Going back, the idea of a war that arose between many dragons and ancient civilizations is nothing more than a legend, a rumor passed down around the world.
That's
of
also Monster Hunter Rise. Why does it
has
look like Monster
neither
Hunter Rise,
been
but it has like the
confirmed
graphics quality of
nor
Monster
denied
Hunter
to
Generations
ever
Ultimate?
happen. The same can be said for the EDW. The EDW existence could be mistaken
Yes,
by
there
its
are.
identity, or
No,
more
wait,
likely.
Wait, that's a
an
good question.
early
Are there
sketch
dogs? There's like
of
the
an
wolf
existing
thing from like Monster Hunter Rise.
that wasn't yet discovered by the researchers. However, despite
Anjanath?
having limited information about what happened in ancient times, we have some rough answers as to what happened to other civilizations.
Isn't
Like
that a beautiful moon?
most previous storylines in Monster Hunter games, where
The
the village is on the
Galvanites?
verge of getting destroyed by a powerful monster or elder dragon. Likewise, some ancient civilizations.
Okay, let me just say this. Every time I see an elder dragon attack a city, I'm like, my brother in Christ, can we just get a ballista and just blast that thing out of the sky? Like, we have guns, right? Guns exist in Monster Hunter. Can we get an anti-aircraft turret installed and just blast that thing out of the sky for the love of everything? Like, the every time I hear these guys are gods, and then we have guns. Colt made everyone equal. No, God made everyone equal, and then Colt made the difference, and it's like, we're gonna blast that thing out of the sky. Every time I see an elder god come out of nowhere, destroying a city, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Akisla Deora, like, I forget what the one that I just saw right now, I don't know, something like, it's like a Tempest spray creator.
Faced the same situation.
Like, just
and
shoot it!
were
Just shoot it
unable
out of
to
the sky!
survive, while
Do you know how weak those
others
things are?
simply vanished. Much like the ancient civilization that once inhabited the jungle region.
There's the Velocidrome. I don't know if those are
Based on
Velocidromes
the
or the small ones.
observation written
Velociprey.
in the relic messages found within the jungle, it says,
After fighting through the humidity and countless squalls, I finally found the ruins. Now, it's time to get to work. There's a large square at the center of the ruins. It's obviously man-made, as it's surrounded by murals. It's a miracle that
My brother in Christ. Of course it's man-made. The entire ruin is man-made. It's a ruin!
these murals survive this heat and humidity. I should observe them carefully. One of the murals depicts a large dragon soaring through the sky on steel-colored wings. Next to it is a picture of humans bowing and kneeling.
By the way, when I say man-made, I mean it's a not naturally occurring created structure and not like a human. Like technically Wyverns could have made it. And like if like we're dealing with actual human history, like people might say like, oh, it was aliens anyway. Alright, back to it.
Before the might gales its wings produce.
We are watching
Perhaps
Monster
it
Hunter
should be
lore,
a shrine
and we are learning about
where
the
they
lore of
perform
Monster Hunter.
rituals.
Why is there
Houses
lore in
the
Monster
dragon.
Hunter? I don't know, like I just want to kill monsters, that's
There
all
are
I'm doing.
people grabbing spears as if to stand up against
That's the real question.
humongous
We gotta find out how
monster.
smart is the
The
Phalos.
tribe that created this shrine must have found a way to rebel against the creature rather than remain subservient to it. As I
That's
take
that's
note,
honestly what I feel. I've been like,
strikes me that
nah,
I
I'm
may
not
be
bowing down to
witnessing
no
the
physical
birth of us
physical
hunters.
being.
I have to wrap up my report and return to
I'm
the
building the
Gillian
Gatling
location.
gun. I'm building that Gatling gun, and I'm building the anti-air turn. I'm taking down that Kishla Deora. Look at the freaking dog. Look at you. Look at you, dog. Is that a waterfall coming from that thing? No, that's
like the
those are
civilization
flags.
in the
Never mind.
jungle region that fought back against the Elder Dragon, Kushala Daura. The civilization
That's how you pronounce
in
it?
the shrine ruins also
I thought it was Kishla
met severe
Deora.
fate.
The water in these lands is
I thought it was
pure.
pronounced Kishla
Clean
Deora.
water
What the-
enriches the soil. From rich soil sprouts new life. Prayer brings water. This land was a home to many a god.
Wait, which one's the black dragon? Is the Kishla Deora the black dragon, or is the Fatalist the
land
black dragon?
was admired with envy from afar. Then, without warning,
Why is there a
a
2
bolt
hour
of
video?
lightning resounded through the night. When dawn broke, the gods were gone. The people began to gather in this blessed land, erecting many a shrine to venerate the departed gods. Graced by abundance, the people lived a bountiful and peaceful life, filling the land with prayers. Moons passed, times changed. The people became arrogant and thankless. As they did
Thankless.
so, the land fell into desolation. Then, one night, a gale swept the land before halting abruptly, as though it were the breath of a divine being. In its wake appeared the gods, thought to have vanished. Terrified, the people fled from their ire. The people begged for clemency, but the deities raged regardless, chasing the mortals away. Time devoured the people's shrines and prayers. Eventually, pure water and rich soil returned to nurture new life.
Okay, so now we just hunt those things. Those things used to be gods, and then they destroyed our civilization. Now
We'll
we
talk
have to
more
kill
about
them
these
because we're
ancient
salty.
civilizations
That's
on a
that's what I'm
different
getting
video.
out of this.
So do subscribe and hit the bell
Is that
notification
it? Are we done?
so you don't miss
No, no,
out.
we're barely like
While
halfway
we
through. I was like,
don't
what
know
the?
the exact reasons for the
Hit that
disappearance
subscribe
of other
button.
ancient
Hit that like
civilizations,
button.
It's evident that most
Comment.
of them fell victim
Share.
to the destructive appearances of elder dragons.
Yeah, I don't
The
like
chief
the look of that thing.
ecologist
I thought it
in
looked
Monster Hunter
different.
World shares a
I thought it looked
perspective
more like a
on these
Misitsune,
kinds of
but now it looks kind of
monsters.
different from what I
Elder
remember.
dragons
Or am I
are
thinking of a
viewed
different
as
one?
natural
Yes, that's the one I'm
phenomena
thinking of.
akin to disasters and cataclysm, living, breathing forces of nature. With that in mind, we
Okay,
can
so like
imagine
if
some of these
elder
ancient
dragons are like
civilizations were just
gods,
living
forces of
their daily
nature,
lives
does that make the
when they
hunter
were
like
struck by an
if like power
unfortunate
scaling
natural
rolls, like does
disaster,
that make the hunter like
leading
stronger
to
and like
their
all gods
disappearance?
like spawn? Yeah, they had better tech, but they all die. Like, how the heck do you make
You know,
better
it's
weapons and stuff?
quite interesting.
Also,
how
like, the ironic
some
thing
of
about,
these
like, relic
ancient
shards is, like,
civilizations
they
seem to
have
possess
anti-dragon
deep
weapons. How the heck did they
understanding
lose to
of
these guys?
powerful monsters that we're still struggling to fully comprehend in game.
Still thugging it
After
out.
we had slain Gogmazios
What's the
in Monster
Seragios?
Hunter 4,
Seragios
his
armor.
immenseness talked about these scrolls, inherited
heck is his
from the
immenseness?
elders of Dundorma. They are believed to have originated from an ancient civilization. These ancient scrolls, when deciphered, revealed the locations of various powerful monsters. I can briefly share each of the ruined structures and ancient civilizations we've encountered in the
Bloodborne
series.
God Hunter.
In the first generation,
Exactly.
there are some ruined structures scattered all over the old jungle. Till this day, we have no idea
Olmecs?
about this
You know, maybe it's just the
civilization
Olmecs,
and
you know?
how it ended. There's also Castle Trade, whose destruction about 1,000 years ago remains shrouded in mystery.
That kind of just looks like a.
Legend
This looks like Elden
says
Ring. Why does this all look like
Castle
Elden
fell
Ring lore?
victim
Actually, this one, I
to
think this one's
haunting
like. No, this
flames
is
of the
Elden Ring.
Black
Yeah,
Dragon, Fatalis.
yeah.
We'll talk more
Fatalis.
about this place on a different
Fatal?
video.
Is it Fatalis or
In
Fatalis?
the
I keep
second
saying. Am I
generation, we
pronouncing
encountered
literally
some
every
ruins
Monster Hunter? Am I pronouncing every
in the
monster in Monster
jungle,
Hunter wrong?
and
Is it
as I
Tigrex?
mentioned earlier, it's
Is it
believed that this
Keratin?
civilization fell after a conflict with the steel dragon.
Those poor Jackies.
Kushala. Another
I
would
think
be
that's the Kishla
the
they are.
Ancient Tower.
Is that the Kishla?
with its
No, that's the
many
Fatalist. The
different
Fatalist is that
areas.
one, right?
It's a massive, crumbling old structure that reaches far into the sky, ascending beyond the sea of dark clouds. Many of its regions remain unexplored, and it's unknown how this civilization ended. In the third generation, many more ruins can be found on the deserted island. In the depths of the island, we find the underwater ruins.
Underwater.
These ruins were built by the ancestors
Probably
of
just
the
like
Mogul
Cassio.
chief,
No!
whose,
He
according
ate
to his
it.
son, used special masks to breathe underwater.
That's
This civilization fell
Lagiacrus.
due to the constant earthquakes.
And that's from the
caused
Wii,
by
I
the
think. That's
monster
the
Zedeus.
water hunting or water
There's also
water fights.
the flooded forest. It has some ancient structures. However, the disappearance and any information about this civilization remains unknown. Similarly, in the lava canyon, you can see the ruins of the ancient city in the background, but everything about this
the heck
civilization
is that thing?
remains unknown. There's also the sandy plains, which we've already talked about. In the Misty Peaks, you
Misty
can find
Peaks.
some ruins of an old village.
An
A
old
long
village.
time
Honestly,
ago,
this doesn't even
This
look like
village
a.
was prosperous, but one night the entire village was completely wiped out by the violent storms of the
Misty
monster.
Peaks has been available
Amatsu.
since like Monster Hunter.
Moving on
Generations,
to the
I
fourth
think.
generation, we can find many ruins in the
Oh, this is
ancestral
Monster Hunter
steep,
Generations. Ah, I see.
Everwood, Sunken or Volcanic Hollow, the Heaven's Mount, and Sanctuary. scattered
Water fights
all
are
over
only
the
available in Monster
map.
Hunter.
However, much like the
Wii,
rest,
I think
their
is the last time you
history
see them.
remains unknown.
I'm not
We
a
also
miner.
have the ruined pinnacle, as mentioned a while ago, and lastly, the forlorn citadel, but the history remains unknown.
I think that was the
In the fifth
Atoll-Ka
generation,
in the background,
you
the
can
one
find
that
some
pilots the
ruins
giant
of
mech.
an old village, and
The brute
some
wyvern
Alamute
mech.
statues in the shrine ruins.
They do have ocean
There are
biomes.
also
You go
ruined
into the
ancient
water to fight like a
structures in the
behemoth, I think
Frost
it's called,
Islands.
or Leviathan. I
Long
think it's called a
ago, A
Leviathan.
forgotten empire was once hunting down a giant elder dragon. After the monster was slain, their ship was so badly damaged that they were stranded. It's unknown whether they survived or managed to escape. However, not long after their disappearance, the civilization of the Frost Islands built shrines around the giant skull of the slain dragon.
Worshiping it?
Eventually, these shrines were abandoned.
Why are they all
and
Shinto shrines, by the
little
way?
is
They
known about this ancient civilization or the reasons behind their
Shinto
disappearance.
shrines.
Some
My
ancient
dad erected a
ruins can
Shinto
also
shrine
be
in our
found
backyard.
the
I don't know
lava
why.
caverns.
He's not a
Some
Shintoist.
suggest that the civilization's
Or-
downfall was caused by the elder dragon, Thunder Serpent Narwa.
Narwhal?
However, not much else is known about this
Wait,
civilization.
there was a. Hold on. What was the skeleton in
There's
Monster Hunter
also
Generations Ultimate? There
Citadel
was a
and
skeleton. there.
Yawning Abyss. The
Hmm.
downfall of this place isn't exactly from ancient times, but it's also worth mentioning. I've created an entire video about this civilization, so do check it out. But to bring
Well,
up to
we're
speed,
about to watch that video. Not
hundreds
right
of
now.
years
I
ago,
think it's like right there
there
at the
was a
bottom of the
battle
screen. I think you
between
can see it right there.
Geismar
Lord the
and
Fallen.
Zeno, which resulted a devastating calamity towards the kingdom.
My dad.
Similarly,
My
50
dad's
years
not a
ago,
weeb, but he
the
did alert.
kingdom's
I don't know why he
outpost,
erected a
Citadel,
Shinto shrine in the
suffered a
backyard.
similar fate due to the anomaly.
Which might be offensive to some
resulted
people, but
from
then
the
again, only the
battle.
Japanese care. So,
Now,
like, what are they gonna
Moving
do?
on, there are also ruined structures in the Coral Palace.
What are they gonna do?
and
Drop a
Inferno
bomb on me?
Springs. The Coral Palace is an ancient
Alright.
fortress surrounded by coral-filled landscape.
Oh, look at that little fish! It's a fish!
Scattered
Look
throughout
at that
the
little thing!
area, we
Is that a
find ruined
hummingbird?
structures that
Is that a
belong
hummingbird with,
to
like, a
an ancient
gigantic-
civilization. The presence of numerous cannons, ballistae, and dragonators suggest that they were facing off against a giant monster that
I don't think
emerged
that's
from
a
the sea.
cannon. I think that's an
However, Not much
anti-aircraft
else is known about the history
a
of
flak
this
shooter.
ancient civilization.
flak cannon.
Lastly, the Infernal Springs. This place was once a thriving village, well known for its soothing hot springs and spa. However, a catastrophic event occurred, destroying everything in the village. Oddly enough, nobody knows what kind of disaster happened. However, what was once
Also,
an
I think like
attractive
flat cannons don't
destination
work.
is now feared by many due to the dangers posed by the monsters lurking in the area.
Hold on, let me check here.
Not much else is known about the history of this civilization. It was fun researching and getting to know more about each of the civilizations in Monster Hunter. On the other hand, it's quite frustrating how some civilizations have little to no information about them, and I really wish they get expanded.
Alright,
on
we'll watch that after this. Not after
Monster
this.
Hunter titles.
Hold on. Let me...
I decided to skip some ancient civilizations.
1 hour!
found in Monster Hunter Frontier.
That's an
They
hour
deserve
long?
their
Okay, well,
own
now we're not doing that one.
because
Never mind.
there's so much to
If you can
discuss
see this,
about
the story of Sunbreak is actually
really
incredible.
curious to know
Oh, wait,
more
I'll
about
watch
the
that
advanced
myself in the background, but
civilization.
I want to
I
watch
call it
this
as
one,
the
the Unsolved
Artian
Mystery in Monster
Civilization,
Hunter Ultimate.
since it's in the name of the armor set. I hope any information about
There's
them
a
gets
Monster Hunter
expanded
Wilds free
even
title
further.
update.
Also,
Oh,
if
look
you've
at that.
noticed,
Hey guys, look, they dropped the free title update for Monster Hunter Wilds. We'll watch it. Hold on.
Welcome back to TD.
Hold on, let me check something.
these ruined structures. They
Hold
are
on, I'm looking at
everywhere
the.
in
I'm
world
looking.
of
I saw
Monster
something. I saw the charge
Some
blade.
are underneath
I saw the
sea,
charge blade symbol. It's gone now.
submerged in
Dang it!
lava,
I lost it.
while others are
Nope.
towering.
Welcome back.
All right. Anyway, welcome back, gamers. We're about to react to the first update of Monster Hunter Wilds. Is that the guy? Is this the guy from Elden Ring? I thought that was the freaking femboy from Elden Ring. If you know that guy. Is this gonna be part of the update? Her hands are pretty big. Why are her hands so big? Also, her voice was in sync at the very end. Looks about 60 years abandoned. Hey, there's that woman, the woman that the internet dropped. Oh, look at the colored, the chocobos, or whatever they are. I don't know what they are. Chocobos? Is that what they're called? The bugs from Misutsune. Ow. Misutsune's bubble should be a bit darker than that. Oh, they did change the bubbles. They like in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, they're like a lot wider. Oh, laser. Hey, you listen here. Oh yeah, and when it gets enraged, it becomes fire. Raid Down. I've never seen the Raid Down before. Never fought the Raid Down in Monster Hunter. Especially Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. There's the annoying lady from Monster Hunter. What is that? April 4th! First free title update. Second free title update. Hold on, I don't wanna... Is that... Oh, Lagacrius, okay, I see. Summer 2025! Bom, 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 bom. Anyway, we're just gonna... I'll watch this afterwards. Okay, so we'll watch this, discontinued. I'm just... There's like a... Oh, White Fatalist. It's called a White Fatalist. Okay, I see. Anyway, let's see. Fatalist lore.
My name is Chris.
Okay, hold on, chat. Do you want to see this Fatalist lore video? Or do you want to see this Fatalist lore video? Okay, so there's two Fatalist lore video. Okay, hold on. Okay, so hold on. Let me show you.
Among the pantheon of ancient
Okay, so there's two Fatalist lore videos here. So there's this one, and then there's this one. Do you want to see this one or this one? This one's 20 minutes long, and this one's 14 minutes long. Do you want to see the one by Team Darkside? The food is really good looking in Monster Hunter. I like that food aspect. It's like a nice nice, interesting. All right, so do you want this by Team Darkside or this one by Arcavelli? Because like even if it's a smaller channel, I still want to give him the chance. Like I like when people make like both. You want to see both of them? All right, both of these videos.
And I welcome you to another very exciting
A
lore
Latreon.
video.
What the heck's an Latreon? I've never heard of a Latreon.
The Black Flame, the name
At
given
the
to the
same
Black
time.
Dragon who wiped the Kingdom of Shrade and its castle off the map. A dragon said to melt hunters and their armor into its scales, creating a seemingly unkillable threat.
Into its
Fatalis
scales?
is one of the most legendary monsters in
Oh,
Monster
yeah?
Hunter, and the
What if I
final
hit it with a
update to
hammer really
Iceborne
hard?
treated us one more showing. A monster that rarely saw open coverage, and information on it was very rare. Today, we're going to break this beast down and talk about what makes this walking
Kind
cataclysm
of just feels like
work.
a Dark Souls boss.
Work, just like our sponsor Patreon. That's right, today's video
Ah,
is
no, don't
sponsored
do
by
that.
Patreon.
Oh,
Because
sorry,
of the
sorry.
continued
I know I'm
fact that
reacting.
Fatalis' flames weaken after its horns have been broken off,
Oh.
suggesting that there's some sort of a
So if I
conduit
hit it with
or
a hammer,
controller.
it will die.
Fatalis and Castle Shrade share a good amount of history together. As stated in the cutscene showing Fatalis in Iceborne, the last stand of this entire kingdom took place here, which we can see suggestions of by the
Interesting.
various siege equipment scattered about in the ruined castle where our fight takes place.
All right, guys,
One
if
interesting
I'm gonna
detail
fight
is
a
the
dragon,
arena
I think
itself
I go with the
appears to be
gun.
covered in-
These guys, when was the gun invented in Monster Hunter? When was like the gun lance? You know, the gun, the bow gun. When were those invented? Because like like you guys keep using like these gigantic weapons when you really only need like a very small piercing object. Like if I had like a bullet, like anti-aircraft guns, like technically anti-aircraft guns are like flak bullets. Actually, no, it's artillery uses the flak bullet, the flak sensor, which like detects when like a flying object is close. Also, I don't think a flak would be very good against a flying something like a Kishla Deora or like a white fatalist. What kind of gun would penetrate the armor of a dragon? I'd say Desert Eagle A50. 50 AE is pretty likely gonna penetrate through I'd say a Desert Eagle could penetrate through something like that. Maybe a 45 70 government ammo. That'd probably be a good chance to pierce through. And if not, you can always get a Barrett. Always get a Barrett anti-material rifle. Maybe that'll probably take it out. Also, like, have they not invented missiles? Do we not know how to make missiles yet? We could shoot this thing out of the sky. I would go with the Finnish 20mm. Finnish 20mm. I think that's like too big. No, well, actually, no. I'm thinking like artillery. I'm thinking of artillery, 20-inch artillery barrels. Pop up.
signs of burnt ground, giving us an example
Why is it still
from
burning?
the past of Fatalis' flames melting the stones. This helps you as the hunter
How do you
understand the
melt
sheer power
stone?
of what
Well,
you're dealing
actually,
with
I'm thinking
before
like
you
lava.
experience this power firsthand yourself. Watching its flame breath melt huge chunks of the arena away and deal massive damage to you and your team members is a truly terrifying
So
experience.
if the Fatalist like
At 2
destroyed the
points when fighting
continents,
Fatalis,
how the
the
heck did
hunter
it
is forced to
break
take
the
cover
continents
behind
apart? It,
heavy
like,
barriers
burned
of
it.
metal, only to watch it melt away, hinting at a much worse fate you may have suffered if you were unable to hide. However, this flame can actually help the hunter, destroying the improvised barricade and granting access to the entire arena, including more siege weapons and an additional barrier to hide behind. Alongside this, watching the flames will help you to understand how much damage you are doing to Fatalis. All of its
Gustav
flame
cannon.
attacks
You mean
lose
the
power
freaking,
as you break the horns,
the
giving
tank?
the hunter a chance
The
to
cannon
survive
that, like,
its
we had to
massive
put on
arena
a-
covering
on
breath
train
attacks.
wheels?
This flame is the
remember
embodiment of
correctly,
the
that is the
hatred
Gustav cannon.
Fatalis feels towards hunters, as well as most life on the planet. The awesome power of the Black Dragon doesn't end with its flames.
Oh, it is the Black
Even
Dragon.
shifting its weight deals a huge amount of physical damage because its scales and body are so heavy.
Yep, that's the Gustav
While these
cannon.
attacks aren't as powerful as its flames, the sheer force of being landed on or even getting hit by a claw swipe can be deadly to unprepared hunters. Fatalis also has one of the largest health pools in Iceborne. For comparison, when facing 4 players, a tempered
Listen,
Luna
Mr. Mac,
Gigante has
I'm
around
trying my best to
80,000
learn
HP,
how
whereas
to kill these
Fatalis
guys.
clocks in at 168,000, over twice
It's
as much,
over
speaking to its
9,000!
overwhelming strength. Very little on Fatalis is actually considered a weakness. The dragon appears to have relatively poor vision, and we believe this to be due to the composition of its eyes, which seem to be made entirely of crystal.
Ah, so it has a small
This
brain.
leads to the use of less precise sweeping and explosive attacks, giving the hunters chances to evade.
So I can
Its
just
chest and
stand
head are the
underneath
biggest
it and it won't
weapons,
see me.
but
Where
terrorizing
could my
these
hunter
spots
be?
is relatively risky. In contrast, its tail is incredibly dense and will bounce even the sharpest of weapons. Most of this biology is true not just of the black Fatalis we know from Monster Hunter World,
What if I
but
have
all the
Tenderizer?
variants of Fatalis we've seen throughout the history of
Oh, I
the
like that one. I
franchise.
like that last one.
However, each of these new forms has their skills that differ from the last. White Fatalis
Oh.
wields lightning to smite its foes, and Crimson Fatalis uses a far more explosive fire breath and the ability to summon meteors to rain down on its
Meteors?
targets. All this power makes sense given Fatalis' preferred prey. In Monster Hunter Freedom, the typically
Its preferred
docile and
prey?
massive Lao Shan Lung is seen running away from Castle Shrate. Here Fatalis is scaring away a monster capable of walking through and flattening villages without a second thought. However, other dragons are not the only thing Fatalis prey upon,
Oh,
as there
it
are
eats-
reports from hunters in the field of Fatalis melting defeated hunters and their armor into its own hide to wear as armor. These
How
reports
does that work?
call this action slow and deliberate, and given the intelligent way that Fatalis fights, it makes sense that it knows exactly what it is doing. We can see an
how the
action
heck
very
does that
much
even
like
work? Like,
this
it
during
doesn't
the
look like that.
Iceborne version of the fight, in which Fatalis pins the hunter to its molten core and attempts to smash them completely into its scales. Little else is known about
Yeah,
the
but
ecology
it
of
doesn't
Fatalis,
look
aside from the
like it
fact
would
they
be-
have been seen to lay
Okay,
eggs.
so let me explain
Though-
something. So, if you've ever seen not Monster Hunter, if you've ever seen How to Train Your Dragon, there is a dragon that does this exact same thing called it's like a forging dragon. It forges its armor out of metal scraps, and like it like welds its armor together. That makes sense. That visually makes sense in like the design theory. Like here, those look like scales. Like, is he like forging scale armor? Like he's like a like early Bronze Age craftsman. Like he's cutting down. The subtitles are in Japanese. I could turn off the subtitles. I don't need the subtitles. Like, is he like crafting those himself? Like, what is this like? Why is this? The chest doesn't look like it's like crafted together. It just looks like it's burning hot because that's where the fire's being generated. That makes sense. I guess that would like visually make sense. But like if you compare this to like Monster Hunter and How to Train Your Dragon are both two similar ecology lessons in like how to design monsters. Like beautiful monster ecology lessons. Like How to Train Your Dragon has like a much more like human approach to it. Like everything in Monster Hunter is trying to be like scary, big, bad. 4 years ago. It looks like scales? Why would it look? I don't think that's
Only
not how
one
welding works.
instance of
but,
hatching has
ow,
ever been
ow, hit my
observed.
balls. Ah.
This baby Fatalis was said to grow to adulthood in a matter of hours. The further maturation of this Fatalis is unknown and leaves more questions than it
Also, like
answers.
it just like
All of
welds
this
it onto
power and
its chest.
mythology being
Does it
spoken
weld it
of
onto
about
like the
one
rest of its
species
body?
of monster
Why is the
has led
tail
to it
stronger
being
in like its
referred
chest?
as
Like the
a
tail is
hunter's
obviously
ultimate
the
goal.
like.
Despite the guild's and
coolest part of it.
Capcom's best efforts to keep all knowledge
Look,
about
he has a
Fatalis
gun.
under wraps.
He has a gun. Why
The
don't we
danger
use
of
a
the
gun?
monster and the importance of its defeat mean that the quests are only ever given to the best of the best hunters. While Fatalis itself is quite a fascinating monster to look at on its own, its armor paints an even more grim and terrifying picture. The Dragonhead Alpha is said to evoke the howl of Fatalis and remind
Is it
the
a good
wearer
armor?
of its gaze. The Dragonhide Alpha takes this one step further. It is said to give those who wear it terrible nightmares. The Dragon Claws Alpha possess the ability to make the wearer fear for their lives, showing the despair that Fatalis inspires does not end with its death. However, these
the
armor
fudge?
pieces don't just draw the line at messing with a hunter's mind when worn. Fear is one thing, but the legends about the Dragon Barbs Alpha outright claim that the armor will kill the wearer in the end. Lastly, the
So what?
description we're given for the Dragon Feet Alpha tells us
No,
the
the
wearer
feet.
is abandoned to their thirst for blood. All this combines to mean that those who wear the full set of Fatalis armor are lost to nightmares, terror, a bloodlust that cannot be
What,
sated,
so, like,
and eventually death. Even when
But is the
slain
armor
and
good?
rendered into
Like-
armor for a hunter,
Alright, hold on. This reminds me of that one meme. Hold on, I made a meme on like Twitter. If you've seen it, it's like me waking up my Palico to show him the pants, my new pants. Ow! Ow! What was that for? Ah. Imagine being scared of a dragon you already killed. Bruh, I killed the dragon! You're telling me it's still gonna fight me? It's like if the 1,000 chinchillas I killed for this coat, like, just start giving me nightmares at night. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, guys, I already won. You're dead. Just leave me alone. The fox I wrapped around my neck, the fox pelt I wrapped around my neck is like howling still to me in its death. The freaking the rattlesnakes I carved up to make my boots are pissed off and like they're gonna say, oh, you're gonna die. Oh, you're gonna die. Like, yeah, bruh. I'm not a immortal wyverian. I'm gonna die eventually, bruh. Like these freaking.
Fatalis' hatred
Ow,
for
stop smacking me.
humanity can still be felt.
Stop smacking me.
Previous versions of Fatalis' armor carry similar language with two rather notable exceptions. In 4 Ultimate, when the Fatalis armor is forged,
Why is he
the
like
blacksmith comments that this black armor has such an unsettling strength that your arms appear to be actually Fatalis' own arms. The feet
that's pretty
even
good.
go so far as to make you feel like your legs are being seized by Fatalis. All of this has caused a legend to be
you're
shared
telling me I
amongst
get
hunters
stronger?
that those who wear the armor of Fatalis are doomed to surrender to its influence and become a new Fatalis. This theory has some legs if we consider
Okay, so it's like Dragon Age. Now you're telling me that the Fatalist is like the Dragon Age? Is that what we're doing? You know Dragon Age? If spoilers for Dragon Age. At the end of Dragon Age, you fight the dragon, and it just ends in you becoming the dragon if like you defeat it, or like you ascend to heaven, something like that. I don't know, there's like 3 endings. I never played Dragon Age. I just know that that's the. I'll probably watch a Dragon Age lore video. Maybe I'll do that in the future. I don't know. Maybe if I play Dragon Age, we'll watch a lore video on it. Blah blah blah. Anyway.
the strange dark blade found in Poke Village.
There's that
this
blade.
dark blade seems to regenerate, being able to be mined daily. The materials obtained from this curious
How do I get to
artifact
mine it?
can be used to create lesser
It's
versions
in the
of
description.
Fatalis'
You can
gear.
just go to the
This
description.
correlation leads some to believe that even in the form of a giant blade or armor, Fatalis is
It's
still
listed in the
alive
description. You
inside
can
of
just
them.
click the link.
These remarkable regenerative abilities explain perfectly why the armor in World increases your health and stamina to the max. This is all we know about Black Fatalis as he appears in Iceborne, but if we take a look to the past, we can learn even more by
like Rise?
taking a deep
Oh, okay.
dive into 2 other variants of Fatalis, Crimson and White Fatalis. Crimson Fatalis is the most angry and violent of all the Fatalis variants. Found
Because he's
sequestered
red?
deep in the
Like
volcanic
rat?
Ingle Isle, Crimson Fatalis has a far more explosive
Double
fighting
jump!
style, slamming meteors into the ground and pulverizing foes with
I think
its
I
blast
pronounced
attacks.
literally every monster.
While Black
in Monster
Fatalis
Hunter
can be
wrong.
described in fancier words like spiteful and deliberate, Crimson Fatalis is pure rage. And it's known to throw its head back towards the sky in a roar that sends meteors crashing to Earth.
Throw it back.
お前の作った力ではないどうやって
The fact that Crimson lives
Man,
in a
I
volcano
freaking love-
speaks to its
love,
thermal resistance and
Madara.
overall resilience. Unlike the other 2 Fatalis variants, who have 4 horns that are largely symmetrical, Crimson has 1 enlarged hound and 3 smaller
There we go.
ones.
That's right. That's right.
It also has extremely thick scales and an overall molten appearance. There are theories that this is somehow the same Fatalis slain at Castle Raid, after which it moved deep into the volcano, changing over time into the rage-filled monster we see today. When speaking of the armor of Crimson Fatalis, a grim story is told. The tale speaks about the many destructions and resurrections Fatalis has endured, feeding back into theories of Fatalis' regenerative capabilities. The legend continues, saying the Wrath Claws usher in calamity, guiding us to our final resting place, while footsteps of the Wrath Feet appear as starfalls, warning of doom to come.
Those shoes look awful to
while
wear.
Crimson is the most angry, the title of the most ferocious of the Fatalis variants goes to White Fatalis, also known as Old Fatalis.
White Fatalis,
its English
as in like
title is
Great
Ancestral
Box
Dragon,
Fatalis.
and it lives up to that name. With luminous white scales and a fur running down its back and tail, White Fatalis strikes a very different image than its counterparts. It seems to
using
grow
the hammer
much like a
again.
Kirin, and its horns are almost antler-like in shape. When enraged, it shares the red glowing chest with its counterparts, but in this state it instead regenerates
Mr.
red
Mac,
lightning.
hello, Mr. Mac.
When pushed far enough, White
Welcome to-
Fatalis can even take to the sky and far above Castle Shraid and bombard hunters
Welcome
with
back
lightning,
on
as seen in
Twitch.
Generations Ultimate. This attack leaves the hunters
Oh my
with
God.
no options aside from a Farcaster or quick evasion. White Fatalis can be seen in many games, but its most powerful appearance was in Monster Hunter Frontier Z, in which it could discharge massive beams of energy so strong that instead
Monster
of just
Hunter Frontier
carting,
is like a
it
different
sent
kind
the
of game
hunter
from Monster
back
Hunter.
to the village, almost as if you were erased from existence instead of being placed in the camp as usual. White Fatalis is one of the tougher monsters to bring down, and its armor reflects that skill required to tangle with it. We've seen what the armor of Red and Black Fatalis are like, but White Fatalis offers a far more hopeful message. The armor has a beautiful and light aura, set
Because
to
it's
never
white.
be dulled
Yeah.
by any damage, with a glow that only brightens as its wearer demonstrates their skill.
That was
Instead
a
of
weight
being
Fatalis.
doomed, those wearing the armor of White Fatalis seem to become a beacon, erasing even their own shadow. All of this armor is from dead creatures, and all of the information there is about Fatalis' armor parts in general speak about the resurrection and destruction, meaning that all three Fatalis, Crimson, White, and Black, are here to stay, and simply slaying them will not stop them. All of this said, there are a few other interesting traits that all of these monsters share. Firstly, none of the Fatalis variants have any real connection to the new world. The hunters in Iceborne even have to travel back to the old world to confront the walking threat. Unlike many elders, Fatalis also has no hyper, apex, or tempered versions as of making this video, meaning these dragons are already at their strongest forms when fighting them. There's
That would
one
make
last
sense.
thing we can mention when it comes to Fatalis. A legend known as the Black Flame describes a Fatalis different from the ones we've seen.
So the
This
Black
form
Fatalis?
is said to have 6 horns,
Oh.
a glowing blue chest, a mane stretching between its spikes, and the ability to
Mane.
wield a power
Oh,
called
I
the
see.
Black Flame. This is its own element, a fearsome combination of the power of the dragon and the flame. Named as Sapphire Fatalis by some,
Sapphire?
this form of Fatalis is somehow even
Okay, I'm just
more
starting to think this
destructive
guy
and
just pronounces
silent
it
than
wrong.
any of the other forms.
Sapphire?
Fortunately, the guild claims these are only myths, and we have nothing to worry about. We hope you enjoyed our lore video on Fatalis.
Alright.
Let us know down below which monster you would like to see next. Thanks for watching, and as
Anyway.
always, we'll see you in the next one.
That was pretty
Peace.
cool. I do enjoy lore. Lore is fun. Lore is fun. Lore is life. Now let me hold on after this. I'll watch that after. We'll watch this right now. Hold on. Let me let's watch the Zoa. Let's watch this 3D model. I wanna see
Zora
this.
Magdaros is a titanic elder dragon in Monster Hunter World.
Is this the one? Is this the 3D model we wanted to? Which? Oh wait, hold on. Ah, my ears. Ah, the tinnitus. Tinnitus. Anyway, Delamdur. How the heck does Delamdur lose? I've never seen this. I've never seen this video. I've never seen this animation before. I should watch that. That's the first one. The first one? You want me to watch the first one? Alright, we'll watch the first one. Alright, we'll watch this first.
Zora Magdaros is a titanic elder dragon in Monster.
Alright, I'm gonna skip that. Okay. Freaking. Is this VR chat? No, okay. Zora Magdaros is a gigantic. It looks like a hyper. What am I thinking? Hyper. It looks like a hyper version of a. No, not a hyper. A Zenith. A Zenith version of a Galadriel. No, what is it called? Chunky lad. Looks like my dad. Ah! My dad's not chunky. My dad has like a beer belly, but he's not chunky. Oh, look at that.
Is renowned for its immense size, standing at a soaring height of 845 feet, or 257.64
845 feet, 6 feet, it's all the same. If it's taller than me, I'm still gonna chop it down. Chop it down like
this makes
like
it even
a tree.
taller than the newest evolved Godzilla from the 2024 movie.
Godzilla.
An appropriate 5 times the height of the fire golem from Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Is the fire golem big in Elden Ring? I never played Elden Ring, so like maybe it's like pretty big. I would describe my dad when I was younger.
Zora Magdaros is a colossal, semi-aquatic elder dragon with turtle-like features.
Semi-aquatic?
Its form heavily incorporates magma and volcano elements, with an entire mountain resting on its back.
So is its back a volcano? Ah, you! No! What are you gonna do to that? Get away from that dragon! Don't do it!
Its rocky shell is dotted with crater-like vents that continuously spew fire, magma, and smoke, making it more akin to a walking volcano than a typical creature.
Okay, you already said that. Let's see here. This looks like oh, it looks like a snapping turtle! look at the size of those cheeks. Look at that.
This giant ground dragon can retract all 4 of its legs under its shell, just like a normal turtle.
Can it? Under its shell. Technically, a turtle retracts its legs into its shell because that's how you prevent it from getting its out. Whereas, you know, honestly, I haven't seen a turtle in a while. This does not look like how a. This looks more like how a porcupine kind of retracts its legs within its like defensive perimeter. A porcupine or like a. Have you guys ever heard like a porcupine? Like the noise they make? They're like oink, oink, oink. This is pretty cool. I don't know. It just looks like a domain. Like I'm literally just going
Zora
to...
Magdaros has some magma core organs deep under its mountain back, which are its primary weak points.
Okay, that's important information, actually. That's actually important information. Oh my gosh, it's gonna take such a long time. It's gonna take such a long time to fight this thing. It's a monster in the world,
this
right?
dragon is revealed. Surprisingly, this monster has wings. These wings suggest that at one point in its life, Zora Magdaros may have had the ability to fly.
At one point in its life?
Upon closer inspection, Zora Magdaros scales are actually purple, not red like I thought.
What the fuck is that? Why would you even say that? This is AI generated. You can just like cut that part out and like just say they're actually purple. Yeah, I know what the heck that's all about. Anyway, it has like a fur texture. I think these are like a molten metal kind of thing going on. I don't think that's its actual wings though. Look at this one.
Secret 1. Zora Magdaros' skull can be found in the rotten area of the Guiding Lands.
Gilding lands. Gilding or gilding?
secret too. In Monster Hunter Rise, there is another skull of Zora Magdaros. The head was found at the Frost Islands, impaled by a Dragonator.
Dragonator? How do I make those? Like Dragonator, it's like How to Train a Dragon. Who would win in a fight? How to Train a Dragon versus Elden Ring? No, or versus that'd be a fun video. How to Train Your Dragon versus Monster Hunter. Who would win in a fight?
You can see its skeletal back spans the entire area of this map.
How far could How to Train Your Dragon kids get through Monster Hunter? That'd be a fun video. Was this thing running from something?
Conversely, the bioenergy from its remains attracted
Monster Hunter
monsters,
has like a...
which then destroyed the ship and killed all hunters.
I'd say Monster Hunter has like a bit more like a dread and eeriness, but then again, there's like humans that kill these things for some reason. I don't know. Could Hiccup's dad beat an Elder Dragon? Stoic solos every dragon in Monster Hunter. Alright, now when I watch this video, I've never seen this video before. I don't remember watching this video.
Where's my Dragonator?
Hey! A giant hunter died of old age, probably. Hey, it's that guy! Monster Hunter 4, or Ultimate, I don't know. Ow! To your battle stations!
Get back to your post now! Where's my Dragonator?
Comparing to previous games. Ballista ammo. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Stop wasting time and get on with it!
Oh, that's pretty good.
Dragonator?
That's actually pretty good. Wow. Okay, I hate that. That is annoying. Stop shooting me with that. Ah, there you go. Ah, come on. Honestly, oh my gosh.
Our siege weapons can be destroyed. I hope you don't do this to my Dragonator.
Oh, we have a Dragonator? Oh, yeah, I was like, I keep forgetting that. Like, we have a Dragonator. Oh my gosh! Please, yachts! Oh my gosh. You can roll when carrying eggs too? Oh my gosh. That's like way better. Can you like fire the cannon? Please? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh, at least the NPCs help you out. That like, I thought it was like you have friends in the game. No. It's those are NPCs.
Should be enough to stop it.
Anyway. Yeah.
Only a bird, my Dragonator.
Okay, I'm gonna react to the Monster Hunter movie after this. But we'll talk about that.
few moments later.
Is it the guy with the Rathalos armor? What the?
Hi, doggy.
No, Pikachu! Pikachu. They already got on the job. Oh, they're mining! Oh my gosh.
I'll make a lot of money.
Dragonite ore!
What a story, Mark.
It's okay, noob. Frieza! So what's next? Oh my gosh, it's the thing! What's that thing? I forgot about that thing. Hold on, I wanna watch that video again. I love terminal montages. How long is this video? 6 minutes? Okay, we're done. We're done. That's the end. Okay, yeah, like... yes. Yes, that is very true. First... Hey. I like that one. I like that one. What's going on here? Alright, hold on. I wanna watch. Hey, it's the Nergigante in a nutshell. I like that one. Hold on. Oh, was it this guy? I thought it was Terminal Montage that did the Nergigante joke. Anyway. Can you do a siege? It's real? It is real. Most of these are real. Monster Hunter World has like that ability to do things. Basically Sunbreak. Oh, that looks really nice. That looks like a really nice. Anyway. Hold on, I want to watch this first. I think this video is from 2016. No, 2017, 2018. No, 2018. It's been so long ago. Is all the same guy? Oh, okay. I guess we're doing that. Why? Alright, now that's just stupid. I hate that. Oh crap! It's the lizard. Oh! It's the freaking.
Hello, my baby.
It's the freaking frog from Monster, not from It's the Death Toad from from Warhammer. Why is he so dummy thick? Why the heck is he so dummy thick? Why is that dragon so dummy thick? Okay, now he's like buff. Oh my gosh. Alright, now that's just stupid. I hate that. I hate the hitboxes when they're like, there's like an invisible hitbox. That's like way bigger in its actual physical space. This, I kinda don't want to play Monster Hunter World. Just dodge. Just do a dodge. What was that? Like, literally. Interesting. Alright, anyway, that's enough of that. Okay. There's a Velcana. There's a Velcana? I have no idea what that is. Remember this guy? Remember when they were doing these animations? That was a long time ago. Alright, back to terminal montage. The Pogo! It's the Pogo! It's a Poogie! Oh, yeah. I love...
The monster that's been giving...
I love eating those. I love them. Anyway. Shh. That's me. That's me when I'm eating meat. I'm choking on the meat, by the way. I literally died I've almost died like 15 times. My mom says I should probably chew my meat more, but I'm just swallowing that meat too much. I'm too fast. Anyway. Yes. Is that double jerk? No! Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the same guy.
Do you know the way?
Hey. Oh my gosh. Beat it up! Beat it up! Ah! What, you don't like Rise? I like Rise. I think I like Rise more than Monster Hunter World, but I think it's because it's easier. It's always... I can't stop smiling, my face hurts. Ooh! The rocks! Throwing the rocks on it. He got smashed by Dwayne the Rocks. And we took its nose! Nice. This is one of my favorite memes. How did you get him? Wait, hold on. What was that last one? I didn't see that last one. Hold on. I want to see what that game was. That's a Glock? No, that's not a Glock. That doesn't look like a Glock at all. What is that? And Shrek movie! Nice.
Hunters, I'm glad you're here. Zora Magdaros is
there. It is.
We have to stop him.
Gross.
Gross. Oh my... I think he's reusing animations. Oh my gosh, bro. I have no idea what that guy means. Oh my god. Illuminati. Ew.
Stop! It's Nergigante!
Oh yeah.
Do it! Do it! Come on, kill me! I'm here! Come on!
Just start shooting it! Start shooting it! Oh my god, okay, that was the one. That was the one. I love that sound.
But I'm not done yet!
But I'm not done yet. There's war. But wait, there's war. What is that thing? Beetlejuice. Aww. Jay Leno. Ah, doo-doo game.
Feel it in your bones, right? Something?
Shut up. I miss her. Oh crap. And it's that guy. I love that guy.
Okay, that's it. The cartoon's over.
Thank you, Rathalos Armor.
Great job.
That's me. That's not actually me. I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I'm like, was that a hammer? It was a hammer user, ironically. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Oh, what a good Poogie, good Poogie, good Poogie.
I love Poogie.
What'd you find?
Oh. Oh no. Yeah. I probably should have reacted to Monster Hunter like animations as a separate thing, but like I still love them so much. What is it doing? Oh my god.
Oh great, you guys are just in line. He's almost here.
10 here. We ran out of budget, guys. Ah, Devil Joe. Who doesn't love the pickle? It's a pickle. Oh my gosh. What the heck was that? Devil. Oh no. Oh, it just blew up the... Was that Beetlejuice? I think it just blew up the Beetlejuice. That was weird. My jaw hurts. My jaw hurts from trying. My little Pikachu. My little Mega Man.
Good Poogie.
I love Poogie. Ah, little Mega Man. My little Mega Man is following me. What the heck is that thing? Honestly, I'd die too if I had to smell a bunch of corpses in Applebee's. I went to Applebee's once. I hated Applebee's. Oh! It's power!
We did it! Ball Hazak is really here!
Not the stink laser! Good job, everyone. Well done. We're geniuses. We got. Oh my god. The vaping monster. Oh no, it's Marlboro. Stop vaping. It's bad for you. Oh my gosh. Those dang stupid goblin things. The Russian brick video. Was this it? Wait, no, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, I'm right.
Alright, I gotta leave, okay?
John, we just started. Come on, man.
Listen, there's a lot to see in this life. Not wasting it here.
Teostra! I've never fought a Teostra before. I don't know what the Teostra is like. I don't know, I never fought it. Is that a giant egg?
Oh! Yeah, that's it. The cartoon's over.
What the heck is that thing? I have no idea what that last thing was. I don't know. The Russian brick video. We're in the dunes now? Or the desert, I guess? I don't know. It's hard to tell dunes and desert apart. Oh, it's the... We're playing Final Fantasy now, apparently. Yeah.
Bird up.
Oh my gosh. Oh crap.
The bird dimension.
I love that last part. The little running animation in the background. Ah, my jaw hurts. Why my jaw hurts? Let me get some more water. I think I'm about to have a seizure. Oh, the little cats! Bird up the music. Oh gosh. I've never seen this before. Oh my gosh. I'm about to scream. I want to scream and I have no mouth. Except my jaw hurts, so like I can't scream. I need an emotional support Blahaj here. Hold on. Oh my god. Oh yeah. My eyes are bleeding. What the heck was that thing? Is that a reference to something? What is that? Does anybody know what that meteor animation is from? Does anybody know what this is from? This meteor animation is from? I know some references to other things, but it's like. Oh, iceberg. Iceberg. Iceborne. Oh no.
What is that sound?
It's the dank beats.
It's driving the Lugias crazy.
Yo, who cares? Let's hunt some monsters!
Let's hunt some monsters! Exactly, that's what I think. I don't really care about that. Zampios? Fish. You like fish sticks? Aw, look at that thing. Throwing at it.
She was such a nice young lady, too. Oh, main characters, your handler is dead. You can have his.
What? Well, I'll be your temporary handler. It's just a temporary thing. Don't get too comfortable. It's going to be a temporary arrangement. Temporarily, I can't stress enough how temporary this is.
I love you. And that's a Tigrex and a Barrock. Feed them the corpse. Here we go again.
Be master rank now.
Me master rank now.
That sound is driving the monsters crazy.
Oh my gosh,
Hunters,
I hate these
find
beats.
the monster making it.
Man, that annoying beats. I hate beats by Dre. Hippo?
Is that it?
Nargacuga?
No, that's not it.
Switch axe? Nargacuga is very cat-like for a wyvern. Lavinus?
Is that it?
No, that's not it.
Brachydios?
No, that's not
I
it.
kind of knew that already. It doesn't make much noise. Oh!
Is that it?
I don't know what that
No.
thing is.
Is that it?
Not
I have no idea what that one
Is
is.
that it?
No.
I never faced
that
that.
it?
I think I know what that is, but I don't know. I don't actually know its name. Is that the octopus one? No, never mind.
Is that it?
No.
Greetings.
No,
it is me,
no.
your friendly neighborhood bird.
No!
Oi! Stop that!
Oh! Oh. That's pretty annoying.
What the? I can still hear that song!
That's not the song it was playing, though.
Alright, we've been tracking the locations of the song. These are the locations in chronological order.
226.
And this is where my grandson Timmy heard that devil
Thank you,
music.
Jester.
He is such a good boy. God
Aw.
bless him.
We have also linked the song to tremors across the region.
Yes, but we already confirmed that those tremors were caused by your mom.
Amazing. Looks like our teamwork has paid off. The source of the song is here. Hunters, now's our chance.
Oh,
Everybody loves Big Meowster. Oh, damn, we buff now. We buffed up to the bejesus. It's like when they eat the sandwiches in Monster Hunter. Not Monster Hunter. It's like when they eat the sandwiches in Castle Crashers. That's it.
Come in.
Ew. What the heck is that thing? Yeah, my ears would be bleeding too. Like, what the heck is this thing supposed to be? Does that have like 6 arms? Oh, it's so ugly. Why is it so ugly? Kill it! Kill it now! Is that a rock? It is a Dwayne the Rock.
Hunters, you did it! Sharish Valdo will never make a mixtape ever again.
Why didn't any of you help us?
The world is saved.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
I hate when they don't help. It's like so many NPCs and it's like, good job everyone.
I have something
You mean
to show
me?
you.
You mean I did everything? Stop saying everything.
Blow it up.
Oh, I thought he was gonna F that dragon. I thought he was about to go screw that dragon. I was scared. I was actually kind of scared of what he was gonna do to that dragon. Anyway, that's enough animations for now. We'll watch those later, like some other day. All right, now.
Ancient dragons that roam the an entire
Okay, back to the Kishula Day Aura reactions.
seems to defy the natural laws of the world, as if it were a being crafted not by nature but by divine forces. White Fatalis commands the power of white
Why is the White Fatalist look
summoning
different in
storms
this
that
one?
turn the heavens into a battlefield. The air itself grows heavy with its
somebody's
presence,
mowing the lawn
and the
outside.
ground trembles beneath its unholy wrath. The dragon's iconic lightning breath is said to split the skies and reduce fortresses to rubble in an instant. Unlike other elder dragons, whose power is tied to their physical might, White Fatalis exudes an aura of pure destruction. Hunters who face it speak of its
that's a
overwhelming
Sergi-
presence,
No, that's not a
power
Sergios.
that
That
drains
can't be
the
a
spirit
Sergios.
and
Sergios
erodes
isn't
the will
available
to
in
fight.
Monster
The dragon
Hunter
element
Tri-
coursing through
prior
its
to-
body is
to,
so
like, Monster Hunter
potent
4
that
Ultimate,
it can reduce
or
the
4.
most stalwart defenses to ash. Its attacks are not just destructive, but apocalyptic, as if White Fatalis itself is an extension of the world's judgment. Yet, White Fatalis's most terrifying ability lies in its immortality. Some legends claim that it cannot truly be killed,
Shara
only
Ishvalda
banished
video
or
after this?
sealed.
Alright, we'll do
Its
one
white
Shara
scales
Ishvalda
are said
video.
to regenerate with the
And then,
energy of the storms
actually
it
after
commands,
that, I
and
want to
its
react
spirit
to this,
lingers long after its body falls.
where
Hunters
is it?
believe that White Fatalis embodies the cycle of destruction
Monster Hunter
and
movie
rebirth,
reaction. I want to
a
watch
being
that.
that will always return more fearsome than before.
Hold on, I gotta go with this. Hold
The
on.
lore surrounding White Fatalis is filled with whispers of a curse that lingers long after its presence fades. The ruins of the civilizations it has destroyed are said to be tainted with an unholy aura,
Do you
where
ever
no
feel-
life can flourish.
Sorry, I wanna
Ancient
watch this.
hunters believed that the very land White Fatalis touches becomes cursed, a barren wasteland where storms
Hold on,
never
let's
cease,
see.
and the cries of the fallen echo eternally. The guild archives
ever-
contain
I just
records
wanna
of
watch
hunters
this after
driven
this
to
one.
madness after witnessing the full power of White Fatalis. They speak of hearing its roar in their dreams, a haunting sound that reverberates through their minds like an unholy chant. Some believe this curse
Does
is
it
a
also forge its
manifestation
armor out
of
of
the
like dead
dragon's
opponents?
hatred,
Like if
a
it is, then
lingering
why does it
reminder
look?
of its
Why does the
absolute
armor look the
dominance.
same as
One
like
of the most chilling
like
myths
the regular
involves the
Fatalist?
eternal storm, a phenomenon said to occur long after White Fatalis has left a region. These storms bring endless lightning and torrential rain, as if the dragon's spirit refuses to leave.
But Zara
Entire villages
Ishtala,
have vanished beneath these
if, like,
storms, their inhabitants lost to the
what was
wrath
it?
of the Pale Emperor.
What's the name of the comet
curse is
one?
not just
If the
physical,
comet one
but
exists,
spiritual.
like how does the
Some
comet one
believe
not
that White
blitz every
Fatalis
dragon like if
exists
it's so
to punish
fast?
humanity
Like that's
for
the
its
thing.
arrogance,
If like
to
the
remind
comet
mortals
dragon
that
is
the
like way
forces of
faster than all
nature
the
are
other
not to
dragons,
be
like why
trifled
doesn't it
with.
just blitz all
Its
the
role
dragons?
as both destroyer and judge places it in a unique
Dun
position
never
within
dies.
the Monster
Please
Hunter
check some
universe,
videos.
where it is
Literally
revered
absolute cinema.
and feared
Hold
in
on.
equal measure. The history of White Fatalis is written in ruins and scars upon the world. Across the Monster Hunter universe,
Alright, that's
the
all I need to
battlegrounds
see.
it leaves behind
I just needed to
stand
see
as
that
grim
thumbnail.
monuments to
Alright.
its overwhelming power. These locations
Why
are
is
steeped in
Coronaing?
legend, whispered among hunters as cursed lands where even
Alright,
the
I
bravest
think I'll
dare
actually
not
play
tread.
a fighting game
One
now.
of the most infamous
That'll be my
locations
first fighting
tied
game.
to White Fatalis
I don't really
is the
play fighting
ruined
games that much.
pinnacle. Hunters believe this ancient stronghold was once a mighty fortress.
Like, why isn't
constructed by
Valstrax
a
just like
forgotten
blitzing all the
civilization
other dragons?
that
Like,
sought to
you think
challenge
it
the
would
dragon's
blitz
might.
all the other dragons?
The legend
Valstrax?
speaks of how, in a single day and night, the skies burned white, and the fortress was reduced to rubble under the unholy wrath of the Pale Emperor. The pinnacle remains a desolate land, a graveyard of ambition and hubris where the echoes of battle still resonate. The Castle Shrade is another site forever linked to White Fatalis. Once a bastion of human ingenuity and strength, it fell to ruin under the dragon's apocalyptic fury. The guild archives recount how an entire legion of hunters stood their ground within the castle's walls, armed with the finest weapons and defenses humanity could muster. Yet against White Fatalis, they were powerless. The castle now lies in ruins, its charred stones and shattered ramparts a silent testament to the dragon's supremacy. What makes these locations truly eerie is the aura they retain. Hunters who venture into these ruins speak of an oppressive atmosphere, as if the very air remembers the terror of the battles fought there. Some say they hear faint whispers in the wind, echoes of the hunters who fell to White Fatalis, forever warning those who follow in their footsteps.
The guild struggle against the unholy. It sounds pretty holy to me. It sounds like a pretty
godlike
godlike
guild has
being.
stood as humanity's shield against
Give
the
him a
elder
boomerang.
dragons. But even the guild, with all its resources and expertise, has struggled to contend with White Fatalis. The Pale Emperor is not merely an adversary, it is an existential threat, a force that defies the guild's understanding and challenges its very purpose. The guild archives are filled with grim accounts of expeditions sent to confront White Fatalis. Each story follows a hauntingly similar pattern. The hunters set out with hope and determination, armed with the best weapons and armor the guild could provide.
Like everybody says
and those who did
this
spoke of an enemy beyond
like if it can destroy a country,
haunted by visions
like it's
of the
like
dragon's
they're all the
unholy
same,
power,
man. Like at one
while others
point,
bore scars, both physical and emotional, that would never heal. To counter White Fatalis, the guild has turned to desperate measures. Ancient records detail the development of Dragonator technology, massive weapons designed specifically to combat elder dragons. These colossal spears, launched from fortified positions, have been used in battles against White Fatalis, but even they are no guarantee of victory. The dragon's speed, power, and resilience often render such weapons ineffective, leaving hunters to rely on their skill and courage. The guild has also sought to uncover the secrets of White Fatalis through extensive research. Scholars have spent decades studying its biology, its behavior, and the cursed battlegrounds it leaves behind. Yet, for all their efforts, White Fatalis remains an enigma. Some scholars believe it is not a creature of flesh and blood, but a manifestation of the world's wrath, an unholy force sent to restore balance through
but it can bleed though, can it? Then I guess it is mortal.
The most terrifying aspect of White Fatalis is the belief that it cannot be killed. Ancient texts and hunter folklore speak of its immortality, not in the sense of invulnerability, but as a being that transcends death itself. Each time White Fatalis is defeated,
I will solo
it is said to rise again, its power renewed,
if I can
and its
mount
fury
it, I can probably
undiminished.
solo it.
This has led to the chilling belief that White Fatalis is not merely a dragon, but a force of nature.
If I can mount it, I can tame it.
Some legends suggest that White Fatalis is tied to the cycle of life and death, embodying the destructive force that balances creation. Hunters who revere these tales see the dragon not as a foe to be conquered, but as a test of humanity's resolve. A challenge that must be faced, even if victory is impossible. The guild has explored theories of sealing White Fatalis rather than defeating it outright. Ancient civilizations,
if it is a god,
it is believed,
then we fight against the heavens itself and repel against the very nature that would destroy us. If it dares destroy our very life, then we will rise against it. If it is a god, then how come it can lose to the will and might of men? Simple, weak men who have overcome all options with
the immortality of White
pure
Fatalis
determination,
has become a source of dread
firepower,
and fascination among
using
hunters.
the
It is not just a
abilities of the
creature,
human heart
it is a symbol
to
of
burn
the
stronger
fragility
than the
of
fires
human
that
ambition.
may fire upon
Each
us.
encounter with White Fatalis is a reminder that some forces are beyond comprehension, let alone control. To face it is to confront the very limits of what it means to be a hunter. knowing that even in victory, the Pale Emperor will return.
White Fatalis as a
White
cosmic force.
Fatalis is more than just a dragon. It is an entity that transcends the physical world, embodying a cosmic force that shakes the very foundations of existence. Among the Elder Dragons, it holds a unique position, often regarded as a living avatar of destruction, chaos, and divine retribution. This perception is not merely superstition. The patterns
the White
of its
Fatalist
appearances
seems to like
and
come
the
out of like
devastation
some
it
kind of
leaves
like
behind
eclipse
suggest
moon
a
kind of thing
purpose
going
that
on.
aligns with forces beyond comprehension.
Which if
Hunters
you've ever
and
seen like
scholars alike have long
what is
debated
it?
White Fatalis'
Yu-Gi-Oh! I
origins.
think like it
Some theorize that it is the
White Horn
oldest
Dragon
of the Elder Dragons,
was a really
being
cool one.
birthed at the dawn of creation. In this view, White Fatalis is not bound by time, existing as an eternal
That is not a
constant
White
in the
Fatalis, I
universe.
think. That's just a
Others
white
believe
dragon.
it is the manifestation of an
That is
ancient
also
curse,
just a white dragon.
punishment unleashed upon the world by forgotten gods to ensure balance through annihilation. The dragon's ability to summon storms and wield lightning further elevates its status as a cosmic force.
Honestly,
When
like
White
that's kind of
Fatalis
stupid
awakens,
because like the existence of these
darkens,
monsters
and the
just
air
like
becomes
causes people
charged
to
with a
create even
malevolent
stronger,
energy.
more powerful
The
weapons.
lightning
So
it
like
commands is
you're,
not merely
you're just
a
like
weapon,
trying
it
to
is a
like spawn
reflection
people
of its
to create
unholy
like
nature,
nuclear missiles.
striking fear
Like
into
if you have
even
these
the bravest
monsters, like you have
hunters.
extreme
The sheer
justification
scale
to
of
create
its
things like a
power
nuclear
has led
missile
some to
and just shoot it
describe
at
as
it.
a harbinger
Also,
of
I'm
the
pretty sure
apocalypse,
that thing is
a
not
being
going to
that appears
survive
only when the
a
world has
missile
grown too
impacting
corrupt
it.
to
If it
sustain
can't
itself.
survive me
White
hitting it
Fatalis'
with a sword
cosmic
for
presence
18
also
minutes,
raises questions
it won't
about its
survive a missile
relationship
coming
with
at it
other
at like
Elder
300 miles
Dragons.
an hour.
While most Elder Dragons are territorial and solitary, there are whispers of a connection between White Fatalis and its kin. Some legends suggest it is the progenitor of all Elder Dragons, a force that gave rise to their kind and set the cycle of destruction in motion. If true,
that was a
this would
freaking
make White
cool
Fatalis
cool
not
image. I
only
like
the
that. That
ultimate
was really
predator,
awesome.
but also the originator of a lineage that has shaped the world's history.
The hunters of legend.
Throughout
Yeah.
history,
So like
only a
if
few
hunters
hunters
can
have
just
dared
like
to face
destroy
White Fatalis,
the White
and even
Fatalis,
fewer
doesn't
have
that make
lived
them
to tell
gods?
the tale. These individuals are more than mere warriors. They are legends in their own right, their names etched into the annals of the Hunters Guild as symbols of unparalleled courage and skill. One such figure is the Eternal Vanguard, a hunter who is said to have faced White Fatalis alone during the
Eternal
fall
Vanguard?
of Castle Shrade. According to guild records, the Vanguard fought for hours, using every weapon and strategy at their disposal. Though they ultimately perished, their sacrifice allowed the guild to retreat and preserve its knowledge of the dragon. The Vanguard's armor, charred and broken, is displayed in the guild's Hall of Heroes as a reminder of their bravery.
Where is
Another legendary figure is Arden
I
the
wanna see
Dragon
it.
Seer, a scholar hunter who dedicated their life to studying White Fatalis. Arden believed that understanding the dragon's nature was the key to humanity's survival.
And knowing is
Their
half the
research
battle.
led
That's very
to
true.
the discovery of ancient
Okay, I think that is
texts
the White
that
Fatalis.
revealed White Fatalis' connection to the Dragon Seal
Yeah,
altar.
we ran out of
While
we ran out
Arden's
of pictures.
theories were dismissed
Okay, this is
by
just a
many
random.
as mere speculation,
But I
their
respect
work remains a
the use of
cornerstone
images.
of
Like
the
I
guild's
respect
knowledge.
just using
Perhaps
images
the
and
most
also including
intriguing
the sources.
tale
Very
is
nice.
that of the fate-bound trio, a group of hunters who supposedly succeeded in wounding White Fatalis during an expedition to the ruined pinnacle. The trio's strategy involved a combination of Dragonator technology, elemental weapons, and precise teamwork. While they were unable to slay the dragon, their actions marked one of the few instances where White Fatalis was driven away. The trio's surviving
Realistically, that would
members
work.
disappeared shortly after the battle, fueling rumors that they were cursed by the dragon's unholy wrath.
Why aren't
These
any of
hunters and their
us
stories
in lore
are more
legends? You
than
know,
just
that is a good
records of
point.
past
Why
battles.
aren't
They
why
are
aren't we
sources
the
of
hunter
inspiration
in lore
for new
legends?
generations.
Like we
Their
keep
exploits
getting
serve
like,
as
oh,
a
good job.
testament to the
That is
indomitable
literally
spirit
just a
of
fantasy
humanity,
art. I don't know why
proving
that's
that even in the face of the Pale Emperor, courage and determination can shine brightly.
The legacy of the Pale Emperor. All right, hold on. How much longer is this? I think we're at the end.
The impact of White Fatalis extends far beyond the battles.
I
it
don't
has
like
fought.
the art style
Its
of like
legacy is
World.
woven
World like
into the
feels like
fabric of the
Elden
Monster
Ring too
Hunter
much.
universe,
It's like too dark
influencing
realistic.
not only the guild but also the cultures and civilizations.
Like it's
that have
missing
encountered
that
the dragon's unholy
that
power and
beautiful
immortality have made it a symbol of
cartoonishness
ultimate
that the
destruction,
original one had
a
in like
being
the
whose
anime
presence
esque
reshapes
nature.
the world in profound and irreversible ways. In the ruins of Castle Shrade and the scorched landscapes it has left behind, remnants of civilizations speak to the dragon's unparalleled
Yeah, that just looks like
These
like an
places are
Elden
not
Ring
just
world. Like, I don't know. Every time
They
I
are
see this, it feels like
cautionary
Elden Ring
tales,
instead of like
reminders
Monster
of what
Hunter. Monster
happens
Hunter
when
like has that
hubris drives
has that like
humanity to
nice
challenge
like
forces it cannot control.
like
For the guild, White Fatalis
what is it?
represents
Tomb
a
Raider,
paradox,
Tomb Raider kind of
a foe
feeling,
that
like
must
to the
be
like the
confronted but
to the like
cannot
the
be
ruins.
defeated, a riddle that may never be solved. The dragon's legacy also
Here, Eddie
endures in
money.
the hearts and minds of hunters.
Where's my
To face
freaking?
White
You're a
Fatalis
god
is to
now.
confront
You
the
are
ultimate
king of
test,
man.
a trial
You
that
are
demands
you
not
are
only
still
skill,
alive after
but
fighting a
also an
fatalist.
unshakable
You are
resolve.
god of
For
all
many,
men.
the dragon is more than an enemy.
No one can
It is
kill
a
you.
mirror
You
that
literally could
reflects
kill
their
anyone
fears,
if you wanted
ambitions,
to,
and
because you are that strong.
Those who
realistically.
survive encounters with White
Which would honestly
Fatalis
build up
often
towards
speak
like
of it
what the
in reverent
fatalist
tones,
is, which is
describing
like
it as a
every time you
force
kill
that
a
transcends
they say you kill a
understanding.
fatalist, you
As the
become the
Pale
fatalist.
Emperor
Like, I don't
continues
know
to haunt
what
the
that's
Monster
about. Like
Hunter
it's like the
universe,
Dragon Age
its
lore
legend
at
grows
the end,
ever
and it's like, I
larger.
don't know.
White Fatalis is not just a creature, it is a story, a symbol, and a challenge that defines what it means to be a hunter. Its presence ensures that the balance between creation and destruction
Is it immune
remains
to like
intact,
traps?
reminding all who encounter it of the fragility of their place
Can I
in
place
the
down an
world.
electro trap and it'll still be trapped? Or is it just like it doesn't let those in a map? Because if I can't trap
the
it, like
Pale Emperor, is a name that echoes throughout the Monster Hunter universe as both a legend and a warning. Its existence is not confined to mere flesh and scales. It transcends the mortal world,
No, I have
embodying
not
the
watched
eternal
Solo
balance of
Leveling.
destruction and creation.
Harem
To
of
the
Dude
guild,
Hunters.
to civilizations past, and to the hunters who dare to face it, White Fatalis is more than an elder dragon. It is the embodiment of fate,
Every time
a
I see
living
Great
force that
Lances, it's
defines
like,
the limits
they're
of
like the
power,
heaviest guys.
ambition, and survival. Its battles have shaped the world's history,
Also, the thing
leaving
about a Great
ruins
Lance is
where
that
once
you can
great
charge
empires stood.
with
From the obliteration
while,
of Castle Shrade to the
having it.
apocalyptic
So, like, it's
storms
really
it
nice to, like,
summons,
charge
White
forward.
Fatalis reminds all who encounter it of their own fragility. The dragon's power is not merely physical, it
Harem
is
of Femboys.
cosmic, an unholy force that seems
this
to
is a good
exist
one. I
as
like
a
this one. This is
counterbalance
like,
to
Monster
humanity's
Hunter
pride.
Rise art
For
style.
every innovation and achievement, White Fatalis stands as a reminder of the cost of hubris. The Guild's chronicles of White Fatalis are not just records of its destruction,
that's the
but
Crimson
also
Hunter
tales
I
of
hear about a lot.
resilience. The hunters who face it, whether they survive or fall, become legends, their deeds inspiring generations to come. To challenge White Fatalis is to stare into the abyss, to confront the ultimate trial. Those who return from such encounters
They say
often
that's for
speak
the White
of a
Fatalis,
profound
and they say that for
transformation,
literally
as
every
though
Elder
the
Dragon,
dragon's
honestly,
unholy
like this.
presence
I
forces
feel
them
like
to
they-
confront the depths of their own existence. But for all that is known, White Fatalis remains an enigma. Its origins, its purpose,
I feel
and
like
its
these
ultimate
videos always like
destiny are
conflate
questions that may
the
never be
importance of like
answered.
each
Is it
individual
truly
character.
the progenitor of all elder dragons, or merely a solitary force of annihilation? Does it act with intent, or is its
Like,
destruction
whenever the Elder
simply the
Dragon
natural
kills things,
consequence
it's like,
of its
it's
existence?
this god of thing,
These
and it's
mysteries
like, then we
ensure
kill it,
that
and it's
White
like, alright,
Fatalis'
anyway.
legend endures, growing
But like,
with each
where's my
retelling
respect?
and each
I think
encounter.
that's the Dear Lutrimus
In the
back.
end, White Fatalis is not just a monster, it is a story. It is a reflection of humanity's unending struggle to understand the forces that shape the universe. It is the fear of the unknown, the awe of unbridled power, and the respect for nature's ability to both create and destroy. White Fatalis' legend is eternal,
I like the hair in
an
that one.
unholy shadow that looms over the Monster Hunter universe as a testament to the fragility and resilience of all life. As long as hunters seek the thrill of the hunt, White Fatalis will remain their ultimate challenge. Its presence ensures that the balance of the world persists,
thrill at the hunt, my
reminding us
brother in
all
Christ.
that even in the face of annihilation, courage and determination are the brightest flames. The Pale Emperor may never be defeated, but its legacy will forever define
never be
what
defeated?
it means to be a hunter.
It's been defeated a bunch of times, isn't it? Like, it feels like it's been defeated.
The story of White Fatalis is one of mystery, power, and reverence. It is a tale that continues to inspire and terrify those who
And there's
delve
the end
into its
cutscene.
lore.
I like,
With its
Jurassic
cosmic
Park is
presence
chaotic.
and unholy power, White Fatalis stands as the pinnacle of Monster Hunter's
I like
legendary
this guy. This guy
creatures,
has like a. I
ensuring
think
its
this guy
place
has
as
a bright
mythic
future
force
ahead of
within
him
the
for like
series.
lore. I played these games before. The guy who just joined the hunt wearing the full white Fatals set. There's a bunch of other Monster Hunter videos. I don't want to watch them. Nibble Snarf. I do love the name Nibble Snarf. It's so funny. Anyway, what did you say? Ishala Vagara. Ishala Vagara? I misspelled that. I misspelled that so bad. Shara Ishvalda.
What if I told you Shara Ishvalda was a god?
Okay, hold on. Shara Ishvalda. Yep. Ishvalda. There we go. Alright, so let me see. We got we have this one. What the heck is that thing? Oh, this is the ugly freaking thing? Oh. Ew.
What if I told you?
Hold on, let me watch this video.
Hush now, hide all you little ones,
What the fuck is
into the middle of nowhere, singing and laughter will die. Dreamless sleep follows the nowhere king. When his kingdom comes, darkness is nigh. Quiet, crawl to the in-between, silent, secretive feeling of fearsome hatred that reaches the skies. You will bring joy to the nowhere king when he sees the light.
Space Godzilla? So I get to mine it for infinite health or infinite resources. That sounds great. Why don't we just like mine it infinitely and just like make extremely powerful armor out of it? That sounds like it'd be overpowered for us. Like we can make bullets out of it. Wouldn't that be freaking intelligent? We can make bullets out of a thing that generates infinite bullet ammo. Anyway, let's go watch that Shara Ishvalda.
Shara Ishvalda was a god.
Is it the wind?
One that played a part in the creation of the world.
Is that singing?
To our knowledge, the Everworm was lying dormant underground during the events of Base World. We don't come across any of Shara's activity until Iceborne. However, something caused the boring dragon to wake up from its slumber.
Monsters displaying disturbing behavior. Song.
Song?
A mysterious song like roar can be heard across the New World, bringing about a shift in the landscape itself, causing an unnatural migration of Legiana. We, the hunters, as the preservers of balance in the ecosystem,
that annoying girl again.
To investigate. As we continue pushing through the game's story, we start crossing out potential causes of this anomalous occurrence. It's not Valkana, the monster we're led to believe to be the final boss.
Okay then, what's the cause?
The old Everworm.
Thank you. Am I grunting?
Instead, we're inevitably led to the true origin of this seismic singing. First, however, we're interrupted by a Nergigante, known to be an aggressor towards other Elder Dragons. But why here in this barren location? Well, soon after we deal with the
obviously,
threat,
the Nergigante is attracted to an Elder Dragon.
The song.
I hear like, but I don't hear a song.
The old worm wears the earth itself as a suit of armor. Chipping away at its tough exterior reveals the true appearance, which is even more interesting than first impressions already lead you to believe. Okay, there's a lot to dive into here, so I apologise if this gets all over the place. And shout out my Discord community, by the way. I asked in my Discord server if Shara was interesting enough to make a full video. My community then responded with a few things that really piqued my interest that led to today's video being created. So shout out to my Discord. So why do I compare Shara to that of a god? The dragon in design and concept has
all of the elder gods, all their dragons are considered gods from like the freaking world.
Flower. Its head in appearance directly resembles such, but there's also direct inspiration found in its armor sets. The lotus flower, according to Hindu religion, symbolizes many things such as spiritual enlightenment, inner potential, the sun, eternity, and the
God. They're all gods. Every one of the freaking elder dragons are gods at this point. And we are the god killers because they try to
I want you to bear in mind
rebel against us. Like,
and make note of how much of it comes back.
Like, does that make us the Avengers or actual gods? Like, what is a god to a man that kills gods? Like, I don't know.
People and 5 dragons. In that world, there was only eternity and a sun that burned without beginning or end. And because there was
a nice, I like the leg design. It looks nice. The arms are also interesting. Why does it sing?
Had no beginning or end, so
is anybody going to give it a reason for it to sing? For the song?
From their mouths poured water instead of words. It rushed out into streams to create the sky, the oceans, and the dragons swam away. One dragon sank into the sea and became land. One dragon lifted its gaze to the sky and became mountains.
Which is also very common with like humans. Like we've ever seen like the eagles and the hawks. They say like they're gods, and like in Native American religions.
Sky become a star of sapphire blue, technically above the island. The story does then continue.
It's like the physical embodiment of gods.
For another day. The majority of what the
it looks like it's taking a dump. It's just, for a second there, it looked like it was taking a dump.
Most noticeably, one of the dragons sinking down to become the land itself could be a nod towards Shara. At least it leads me to believe that to be the case. It could also be referring to Zora Magdaros here, as we know it to have been in the sea, but I'd also like to point out that Shara arguably could also be the dragon who fell into a deep slumber and became the forest. Again, the plant-based connection.
The lion roar used to be thought of like something, I don't know. Like humans tend to create things like cryptids.
Of course,
like you know, the Thunderbird.
We may not know
Thunderbird. There existed. There was the existence of like dragons, like actual dragons, not like the lore dragons.
It took me far too long to ever realise this, and I guarantee you've noticed it, but not necessarily gave it a second thought. During the hunt, Shara's eyes follow you, but I mean they follow you. Not the in-game hunter. The eyes track the camera itself as if it's staring at the player beyond the screen. You can go into game right now and try it yourself.
Oh man, it's ugly.
No matter which angle you try and turn the camera or face the hunter, they will always follow the camera. And this is an intentional choice made by the developers.
Of course it is. You can tell.
Achieved through game code. It's actually an optical illusion caused by the eyes being concave. This fourth wall break has never been seen in Monster Hunter's history. And you know what's even more interesting about this? Shara is blind. Having spent most of its life deep underground where light no longer reaches, eyesight is useless from an evolutionary standpoint. Instead, the dragon has a sensory gland located in its forehead. Ironically, this is the place that looks like there's a slot for a third eye. The third eye in many Eastern spiritual practices denotes intuition and the ability to see things beyond what you see on the surface.
Oh my God.
Kind of like how Shara sees us sitting at home in our underwear, not just the hunter in front of it.
In our underwear?
The whole god thing. Well, in terms of the name, Shara is close to Shiva, and Ishvalda is close to Ishvara. Ishvara, in certain teachings of Hinduism, is used to represent Shiva. Shiva is known as the Hindu god.
Shiva. I know. Did he not make this connection like when he was talking about the armor?
It's one very fitting.
Technically, I felt like it was more of a Buddhist thing.
Shara collapsing mountains and tearing the earth apart. Is it in fact attempting to create?
Because I was like thinking of like
perhaps the current world is too corrupt or in a state of imbalance. Hinduism and Buddhism often speak of chakra, which vaguely put could be considered energy. If you watch my videos on Savage Eva, you'll know all too well that the New World's bioenergy levels are all over the place, and it's almost as if there's a constant struggle for power in that sense. When Shara was first discovered, it was found burrowing along the Everstream for an unknown reason. If you didn't know, the Everstream is an area of highly concentrated energy. and it's also where we fight Zora Magdaros. Could Shara have been
yeah. My
connected somehow
chakras
to
are
the
aligned.
extreme
I'm
itself?
fighting.
A place
I'm
where it
fighting.
was able to
My
monitor the
my
world's
aunt
energy.
really was
Depending
into
on how
Buddhism.
you look at it, the Xenojiva we fight dying, or the Xeno that survived and later became Safi, who continued absorbing energy.
I don't know. My
may have
aunt
been
was really
enough
into
to disturb
Buddhism.
Shara's
Ironically,
readings and
most of my
awakening.
family
When we
like
truly
has a
break
lot of
monsters
Buddhist
down to
symbols.
its core,
But it's mostly like
its
the
primary
Chinese Buddha.
theme
We
is
don't do
balance. When a
we don't
monster
do the other.
appears in an ecosystem
We don't do the
which
Hinduist
doesn't
Buddha.
belong, the hunters take it out. If a species numbers are too high,
You know, the money one.
we take it out. If a
We
monster
want money.
offers great threat to humanity at large, we take it out. And we do all of this to preserve balance in the world. From the events of Iceborne, the world is constantly experiencing strange events and appearances of powerful monsters considered to be myths. I mean,
You know, if I fought this thing for the first time and I like saw it with the armor, I'd be like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then like removes all its armor and it's like I would have gone at it with a hammer actually instead of like a sword. If I
Very
like.
conveniently, all of Shara's songs are almost targeted at us. Isn't it a little too convenient that every time Shara caused seismic activity, it always happened to occur right at our feet? The vibrations may have been so powerful that we felt their effect despite not targeting us, in which case I'm just yapping. But if we lean into this, maybe we are the imbalance to the New World. After all, who knows how long the New World had been around before our interference?
I feel like you're just yapping because like there is
Which
no
at the
way
real
that
world
the
is humanity
that it like
corrupting
works
the
like
Earth.
that.
Are we the ones causing black dragons such as Fatalis to reawaken? But look, I think that's enough spiritual introspection for one day. I encourage any of you knowledgeable
Alright, anyway,
on
that's
Hinduism
enough
or
of that.
Buddhism to correct or elaborate any topics discussed today. Does any of this ring any bells in regards to any holy scripture or tales from your religion in general? Different teachings often hold unique perspectives despite the religion being shared. So I'll be really curious to hear from you directly as to if any of this makes sense.
Yeah.
And of course, as always, lore fanatics, please let me know your theories on everything discussed.
I like
and
how
keep
it
Monsters
uses
to
its
Wilds to provide
arms,
the
like
answers.
you know the
Thanks
wings.
for watching.
It becomes a 6. Anyway, okay, back. I want to watch first. I want to watch the
I
reaction.
feel like sometimes the public just decides to hate some movies on principle before they've even come out. You know, some slightly odd or unlikely project is announced, a cast list is shown,
Alright.
set pictures are leaked.
Okay,
and
let me just
voila.
talk about the okay, so we're gonna react to the Monster Hunter movie. Somebody reacts to the Monster Hunter movie. I'm gonna react to this reaction of Oceanus of the Monster Hunter movie.
Everyone is
I thought the
convinced
Monster
it's
Hunter
just
movie
going to suck.
was
I'm sure you've
very
seen
bad.
it happen before, and
Like
it's not like a big social issue or anything.
Okay, so my main issue is like I hate when they adapt these things in live action. I almost always hate when they adapt these things into live action. Like Monster Hunter should not have been a live action thing. Like, okay, so you know what it should have been? It should have been a CGI biology what was the word? Etymology? No. What is it called? What is that thing called? The ecology. It should have been an ecology like a series, like a Monster Hunter, like a prehistoric planet. That's what they should have done with Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter should have been an ecology kind of video, an ecology series, like in Prehistoric Planet, where like they got David Attenborough. Oh, David Attenborough. And here, hold on, I got a message. I don't like that. It's the landlady here. No, okay, nothing. Okay, like David Attenborough, talking about, and here we have a wild Rathalos fighting against a Devil Joe in the wakes of the wild. It seems the Devil Joe has gotten very angry and is about to eat its own tail, but we will know that it actually will just eat a pickle, because a pickle is practically the same thing. Blah, blah, blah. Walking with Monsters? Is it Walking with Monsters? What is it called? Walking with Monsters. No, it's not the same thing. Like, that's the thing. Like, you could have made so much money. Like, a Capcom could make so much money off of, like, an ecology. You can make so much money off of, like, making, like, an ecology series. Like, just look at what, Curious Archive did. That series of, like, 3-4 videos. Like, you don't even have to spend that much money. You can just, like, get really nice game rendering software and, like, just watch it. Like, it's so interesting, like, watching the game devs go, like, and so we were here, you can tell that nature's very similar to our nature. We have, like, the wyverns. The wyverns all evolved from the same mother species of elder dragons, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, alright, so that's enough of that. Anyway, Monster Hunter movie is terrible. That's my first thought.
Such as badass main action roles. It's definitely not a fetish, okay? Stop asking. When he actually should
that one by
be
Justin
known
CA.
for causing a
The
stunt
Hidden
woman
Terror
named
or
Olivia
Shin Godzilla.
Jackson
Why is the
to
first thing
lose
I
her
see
arm during an
Evangelion?
unsafe action scene, and then fighting tooth and nail to not pay her hospital bills, let alone letting her have any monetary compensation until the court stepped in. Jesus Christ.
What the fudge?
This lovely individual apparently discovered the franchise in 2008, and the idea of making a movie became a, I quote, passion project for him. Sure, buddy. A few short years later, he nabs the rights to a film adaptation to coincide with Monster Hunter World, and...
I forgot this guy was in there. I love this guy. I love that guy in the movie. I actually remember that. The designs of the Monster Hunters and Monster Hunter was kind of weird. Like there was like a bunch of scenes in there, and I was like, that's actually pretty good. There's a Diabolos, I think, right? There was a Diabolos. There's a Rathalos. There's Rathalos, Diabolos, and I think that was it. Every time I see a movie by this guy, it's like, it's just a reason to put his wife in it. Because, like, he did the Resident Evil movies. He's the same guy that did the Resident Evil movies. I don't know why he did the Resident Evil. Like, you obviously don't, you like the first one. The first one is like, okay. And then the rest of the Resident Evil movies are like, what the heck are we even doing?
Voila. This movie comes to theaters smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. I'm sure that's the reason the cinemas were pretty empty that day. How do you adapt a game like Monster Hunter? Well, it has a lot of established lore.
You make an ecology series, and you analyze monsters. That's it. Nobody cares about the hunters. Like, the hunters are a blank slate. That's the point of the hunter. You analyze the monsters, and at best, you go into the environments, and you analyze the environments. You don't focus on the humans. It's like a Godzilla movie. Guys, have you ever seen a Godzilla movie? Nobody cares about the people. The people are not what's important. Focus on the monster, the big giant monster. That's what we want to see. Stop showing me people. I came here for Godzilla in the Godzilla movie. Show me Godzilla. Stop showing me the people at its feet, literally.
Games
Unless those people are looking
pretty
at Godzilla.
opaque in that aspect, with story and characters taking a very comfortable back seat. How do you translate?
Well,
the
I
feeling
like
of
minus one.
hunting,
Minus one was actually
the
very nice.
interplay between man and nature forged through
think
battle
this is
and
Monster Hunter
progress
World.
onto the cinema screen? Easy. You add in modern day military. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so this movie is a multiverse isekai flick.
Oh,
where
yeah,
a
it is.
modern
I
day
forgot about that.
NATO army unit is whisked away into Monster Hunter Land. No, not the vibrant, varied world of the games, but an endless desert made up of bad green screen and the same 5 cheap filming locations. The main character, Artemis, finds herself stranded alone.
Her name is
after
Artemis?
encountering a
Oh my
Diablos
gosh.
and a hive of Nershillas, which decimate her squad. After teaming up with a nameless hunter,
That's not
she slowly
Nershillas,
learns the
technically.
ropes
That's
of this
like,
new world, and with the help of the locals,
It's pronounced
discovers
Nershilla?
that
I thought it was
power
Nerskyla.
built by an ancient civilization
Skyla? You know,
is
like
causing
Skyla the
parallel
dragon?
universes to
The
overlap into each other,
Oh,
allowing
that's
passage
actually pretty good
between them.
design.
So she sets out
Yeah, it
to
looks like
return
cheap
home
cosplay to a
towards
degree,
a
I think.
tower guarded by the franchise's equivalent of Pikachu.
Okay, first of all, saying like it's guarded by the franchise's equivalent of Pikachu. That's just being rude to like Rathalos. Like the thing is, Rathalos is famous, sure, but like the point of Rathalos is that it's also fearsome. It's like saying Godzilla is Godzilla's Pikachu. It's like yeah, like, whatever. Like yeah, it's the most popular one. Stop saying that. Stop being rude towards the creature in it.
Off the bat, the Monster Hunter movie has to cope with one massively controversial decision. The multiverse premise. The Monster Hunter franchise has loads of outlandish and fantastical elements, but it has, so far, never veered into straight-up magic. So this decision to have the main characters be from our world already clashes with the general aesthetic of the
magic. Is there no magic in Monster Hunter? Monster Hunter is like a fantasy, and like the thing is, magic doesn't exist in like a direct sense. Like there's technology, and like they use technology to defeat the monsters, and like the monsters themselves are magical in that they exist in the first place. Also the thing is, if a freaking Rathalos showed up in our planet, it's getting nuked. It's getting a missile to the face. Which is why I think like if I saw Rathalos, that's getting a cruise missile to the face. It's getting hit with a tomahawk. I don't care. It's getting hit with something. Something's gonna hit it, and it's taking it down. Because if I can take it down with a freaking rock out of the sky, if I toss a rock at a Rathalos and it goes like oh, and it's like topples over, a missile's taking it out. If it can get its head caved in from the force of me swinging my hammer, a rocket is taking that thing out way faster. I don't care if it showed up in the real world, it's gonna get taken out. Alright, anyway.
Franchise army flick territory, which kinda sets the monsters up to fail. If you, as a new viewer who has never heard of Monster Hunter before, come in and get bombarded with military movie vibes a la Michael Bay, you're likely going to look at the monsters as generic movie demons that only exist to be shot down, which is a far cry from what a Monster Hunter movie should.
Okay, so I think he's gonna go into the direction we gotta go with a Monster Hunter ecology series where we analyze what the monsters. All right, I'm guessing that's where he's going. It's like also like the monsters in Monster Hunter, they are demons. The point is we kill them. Like that's literally the point of every monster. They exist so I can kill them. That is the point of the monsters. We are Master Chief, and everything else is the Flood and the Covenant. We are here to kill and take no names.
Achieve. After all, the franchise is primarily about how these monsters are not supernatural. They are ultimately just animals. They are physical creatures with their own biology and ecology. So that should be the focus of a movie like this, or at the very least should be an aspect of a movie like this should try to communicate. But beyond that, this approach was always going to fail at immersing the viewer into this new world, because the world in question is just straight up not the world from the games. Only the most bare bones aspects of the games are present here. A few monsters, sand ships, and the tower, as well as a narrow selection of known weapons and characters. Beyond this, the world basically has no resemblance to that of the games. It's like someone saw the Great Desert from Monster Hunter 4U's tutorial and just assumed that that's the entire Monster Hunter world. Barren, empty, and
okay,
lifeless.
the thing is, like, how realistically did you think they were gonna travel? Like, if they're put in the setting, they get put in the setting. All right, now how do you get over there? Like in the context of the story, like, how do you move? How do you go anywhere else? Like, you're just stuck in the desert. Like, yeah, well, now we're in the desert. Now, how do we get over there? How do we get to the mountainous ranges? That's like 100,000, like 20, 30, like 150 or something miles away to the closest like non desert place. Like, how the heck did you think they were gonna get over there? Like, sure, like if the story was different, but like there's no context for like them to move physically anywhere else. And also later in the movie, there's a different setting. It's like a ruined
explain or develop
city ruins.
Besides the tower being the source of the space-time hole, the movie has basically no exposition, and ironically, that's a massive issue.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
We usually associate exposition with being boring or
by the way, I'm just being
ham-fisted or
Arkham's razor.
heavy-handed, because it is in a lot of movies, but ultimately, exposition is just a tool. It's the basic foundation of the information you need about the world. And that foundation just outright doesn't exist in this movie. Because...
Yeah, if in ecology, I don't know. Like, in the context of Monster Hunter, what is the context? There are monsters. We hunt them because they are big and they're bad. I literally cannot explain it any different because, like, that's all the lore I get out of Monster Hunter. Like, monsters are big, they are bad. They are ruining the ecosystem. Kill it. You are a hunter. That is your purpose. What is my purpose? To kill the monster. Ah. But yes, I don't know, like, what would the context be like, in a world where monsters evolved, an evolutionary, we will be, but yeah, like, in the ecology system, analyzing the ecology of, like, monsters, like, it'd be a bit different, like, you'd have, like, David Attenborough going, like, oh, this is how this monster came about from this thing, and I would be very impressed if, like, I explained it. Reminds me of, like, the Warhammer lore with David Attenborough.
There isn't even the slightest attempt to build an interesting world here. As far as the movie is concerned, the few humans, the desert, the handful of monsters, and the tower, they are all that exists. We get hints of some interesting stuff. Religion, other human groups, past space anomalies, but they are all so minor and inconsequential that it's hard to think of this world as anything other than a bizarre amalgamation of a few recognizable Monster Hunter things.
Okay, so like it says there's no varied environment, and then it's like that.
Of Monster Hunter 4U and World respectively,
and then it shows
trying
that
to remember them later on, but only merging them into a barely coherent soup of vague iconography. So, the big twist and concession of the movie, having normal people fall into the Monster Hunter world, fails miserably because
this doesn't make any sense. Why'd they even do this? Let me tell you why.
Compatible with the franchise, and the world in question is so poorly recreated that it doesn't even remotely resemble that of the franchise. This idea thus fails to coalesce into a compelling setting. But hey, maybe there's a cool story being told here. The premise and the setting might be underwhelming, but maybe the plot can...
I'm just gonna skip forward.
These non-characters unite to achieve a narrative goal that is somehow even more video gamey than the actual games the movie is based on. Get to the tower, roll credits. So you'd think that by cutting out exposition, characterization, and any other attempt at good storytelling, the movie has now made enough space in its runtime to fill itself with cool monster action and fan-pleasing realizations of the game's most iconic features and moments, right? I mean, ultimately, we'd probably generally be happy with that if it was just a mindless little fun fan-servicey roller coaster, right? Well, too bad, because about 20 minutes into the movie, it decides it actually wants to be a slow-paced thriller with extensive character-driven dramatic imagery.
No, it's just because it wants to focus on his wife. Literally, that's it. He just wants to focus on his wife. That's what the video...
really nice shots and stands out because of it. But then, after escaping the spider den, this style just continues? I cannot express how mind-numbingly boring this movie's middle is.
Yes, exactly.
So much
like, I forgot what the middle was.
Walking
like,
around in the sand,
I hate
Artemis being in pain and sad.
I hate
Artemis looking
this
at
guy's
the tower.
wife, the director's wife.
Once
I always hate
the hunter.
like,
the film transitions too slowly, and I mean glacially, establish and develop a relationship of mutual respect between the two, including a multi-minute long hand-to-hand fight scene, 2 separate campfire scenes, and no point to any of them whatsoever.
There's more Monster Hunter fighting than there is Monster Hunter fighting monsters.
By including one of the most hilariously blatant bits of product placements I have seen in ages.
That's what that was. I was like,
to connect with wild tri-
Okay, get the fudge out of here. Move on with that.
The Hunters group is a recreation of Monster Hunter World's cast of characters, all of them dressed in what looks like very cheap cosplay, and most of them entirely mute. Monster Hunter isn't a series known for extensive character work, And none of these
Yeah,
goobers
it's
had anything
the
going for them in the
monsters
game
and
that would
ecology.
justify
Yeah,
any
you don't.
excitement seeing
That's the
them
thing
in
about a
movie.
Monster Hunter story. You don't focus on the
film
story
had
of the
instead
characters.
actually
It's
taken these
about a
characters as
world,
base
and
then
you're
fleshed
in
them
it,
out, that would
and
be
you
a
fight
very
monsters.
different
That's
story.
it.
But in the movie that we got, they are there as just a very superficial, very ugly reference to the games.
Technically, that's what
Ron
they are in
Perlman's
the real,
Admiral
in the actual
is
game. But
especially rough. He basically looks like an AI-generated live-action admiral. They also featured a
I love that guy, though.
chef, and while he looks terrifying, they recreate the canteen cutscene from Monster Hunter World, so that's cute, I guess. Anyway,
I
they all get
kind
to
of
the
don't
tower
like the
together and
Palicos. Just
square
make
up
the
with
Palicos
Rathalos.
cute. Why weren't the
This
Palicos
fight
cute? They're
lasts
cats.
about
They're
40
literally just
seconds
cats.
as the portal
Like she could have
opens
gone like,
and sends
oh.
both Artemis and the Rathalos back to our world. Here we get the only great scene in the movie. Rathalos absolutely decimating an entire modern military battalion.
Realistically, that's not
This is the
happening. I'm
stuff
just telling
I
you right now.
expected to see
Bow
all
guns
over
exist
this
in
movie,
Monster Hunter.
but hey,
If an
I guess getting it
A15,
over 100
an A10
minutes in
Warthog is gonna
still
plow
counts.
through that thing's wings.
Artemis then has to cut the fun short by defeating the Rathalos through an admittedly cool little biology trick, igniting its flame sac by shooting a flare into its mouth.
Oh wow!
As the Rathalos dies and the movie
So
is
you're
about
telling
to
me
end,
it can die
oh
from
no,
being
the
hit by
portal
something
remains
very simple?
open and starts to merge the two worlds, and oh my god, a Gormagala?
Wait,
Everyone gets ready to
Gormagala's in
fight.
this?
Tony pulls out an insect glaive. We finally see our 4-man team getting ready for a proper hunt, and credits.
Yep.
I'm not skipping anything or making it sound worse for comedic effect. The ending is genuinely this abrupt. We
Yeah.
go from Rathalos dying to Gore appearing to
And then
credits
we get an actual
in less
monster.
than 60 seconds, and it is infuriating. After a whole movie of
Oh wait. I remember now. Okay, so like before this movie came out, I remember people were talking about like an actual story, like the story people wanted to hear, and it was like these two hunters are like following along, and like there's like they're hunting down this one monster, and it's like this actual interesting story where like these two hunters are like just analyzing the world, tracking down a monster, and then eventually get to the fight. The fight's like not the main point, because the fight's not the point of a hunt. A hunt's like about like tracking. It's about getting to like get to the monster. Like Monster Hunter, it's not about the tracking. It's about hunting the monster. It's about like just the fight. But an actual hunting, it's about tracking and the hunt, like getting to the monster, because like the actual fight is very short, especially with humans. Humans, like, you have bow and arrow, or a spear, you just spear the monster, and you let it bleed out, and it dies, and it's like a very short sequence. Like that's in real life. That's what hunting is like. You also have guns. If you have guns, you literally just stalk the prey, and then you shoot it, and it's dead. Yeah, but so that's what they were trying. That's what people wanted. Like they wanted this like intense, like very character focused, like tracking down, like kind of like in what was that movie with The Revenant? Was it The Revenant? The one with like with George Clooney? Not George Clooney. What was the name of that? Leonardo DiCaprio, where he gets mauled by the bear. What was that movie called? That's what people wanted, like another kind of like hunting
teasing us
sequence.
with the idea of a Monster Hunter movie. We get mostly just a very boring, very shitty action movie that in the last few seconds pretends to be cool, and then it just ends. The movie even has the gall to have an after-credits scene, where we see a few more glimpses of the cool fight we actually wanted to see, overseen by a shadowy figure we call Senor Sequel Bait. So the setting sucks, the plot sucks, the characters suck, the ending sucks.
Yes.
But hey, honestly, as long as I get to see some of my favorite monsters in realistic CGI, and maybe watch them do some cool shit, that's basically all I need at this point. It's literally a Monster Hunter movie. There is absolutely no way they would mess up this crucial...
The monster stuff, yeah. Oh, that music! I love that music.
One thing that I kept hearing about this movie was that despite all its flaws, the monsters are cool. Which sounded pretty promising. It really is the only thing the movie had to get right, and it sounded like it did. Unfortunately, this was a really clever marketing trick called lying. The monsters in this movie suck absolute ass.
Skyla.
There are technically 6 of them. but 3 of them only show up for about 5 seconds each.
Yes.
So we are not counting them.
Okay, and then Skylar.
The remaining
so
3
Diabolos.
are Diablos, Nershilla, and Rathalos. Odd roster, but hey, it could work. So, how are they? Diablos is pretty bad. It is reimagined into a sort of sand shark, which isn't the worst idea, and they even adjust the design a little bit.
It's technically a herbivore, it's just extremely aggressive
which
herbivore.
Makes sense if this Diablos version is basically entirely subterranean. That's about the last nice thing I have to say about it, though. While they adjust the wing membranes, the arms remain those of a flying wyvern, and without the membranes, they look weird and lanky and have this really uncomfortable angle to them. The monster CGI is constantly hailed as this movie's sole redeeming factor, but in my opinion, it's really inconsistent. Diablos looks pretty good from afar, but any close-up shots are, ugh. My man, are you good? You look like you are made from burnt clay. This is probably the reason why Diablos specifically only gets shown in really quick flashes. The movie rarely gives you a good full look at it because the close-ups look bad and the full body shots were probably too time and resource intensive to use more liberally. As far as action goes, Diablos gets a decent showing, as the movie treats it basically like a shark in a Jaws ripoff. It wreaks havoc and even kills a dude on screen, a scene that is deflated by the complete lack of blood, which is hilarious. Now, the movie includes a hive of spider-like monsters that Tony called Nershilla. These spiders are used for great effect. Their nest is harrowing and atmospheric. The spiders themselves
They don't
are
look like
consistently
Nershilla,
unsettling,
because
and they
Nershilla are
lead
very
to some
colorful.
tense scenes of danger and even some body horror. They are, in short, a pretty competent movie monster. But this is not a Nershilla.
Yeah.
It barely looks like one.
Yeah.
It doesn't act like one. It's a fine movie monster, but a complete
spider.
non-adaptation of the source monster, which is very unfortunate when it is one of only 3 monsters that's getting the focus in this movie. Rathalos probably gets the best treatment out of all the monsters,
It's the one
as
that's
is
on there the
expected
most,
from
too.
the series' secondary mascot, Gorathian. His design is pretty faithful. He is shown to be powerful and gets to do a bunch of cool shit with pretty good CGI. But even he isn't immune to the movie's insistence on sanding off the franchise's charm and uniqueness. For one, he, like the other monsters, is huge. Way too big compared to what he's supposed to look like.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
this
that's
does
way
make
too
him
big.
more menacing, but again pushes him away from the ecological foundation of the series.
Yeah.
Game Rathalos is already too big to realistically exist.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
in that
yeah.
middle ground where it still feels somewhat believable to the average everyman.
The thing is, it's like it's not realistic. Like, it was never realistic. It's realistic because of the way the world is written. These monsters feel like they could exist because like the world is written like it feels like it could exist. It's not about like, elves can never exist. Like why the heck would they have pointy ears? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's because the world is like that. It doesn't have to exist. The thing is, it just has a good focus on the ecology and biology evolution of the animals. Like, they all evolved from this original progenitor ancestor of like an elder dragon, and so it like makes sense. Like, if you understand the world that it's built around, but you don't get that here. You're just seeing dragon. Technically, it's a wyvern, but you can't see my tongue.
Rathalos, however, barges into straight-up fantasy dragon territory.
It is a fantasy dragon.
This
It is literally a
reinforced
fantasy
by
dragon.
The omission of its
like,
poison
even in the
claws.
context of the story, they
In the
are
games,
technically fantasy
its venom
dragons.
feet are a pretty defining aspect of the creature and help differentiate it from being just another dragon. Well, this movie turns him into exactly that, just another dragon. A classic wyvern boy who can spit fire, and that's it. It's a real shame too, because the design and effects work here is actually really decent. So it's really sad that it didn't take advantage of Rathalos' unique features a little more. Gore Magala appears for a split second and he looks fine.
He doesn't look fine,
Apsaros
actually.
and
His bottom
Cephalos
jaw's
are
bad.
passable,
That's not what
and
his
perhaps
bottom
the
jaw
biggest
of
surprise of the
Gore
movie
Magala
was
looks like.
seeing a Darren Moran skeleton.
Oh, that's
He
what that
just
is.
doesn't feel like the kind of monster they would reference in a movie like this. So, hey, that's pretty cool. Overall, in the least surprising conclusion ever, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
It doesn't even attempt to adapt the franchise faithfully and tries to sub so much for watching.
Okay, that was it. Okay, we're done with this one. All right, moving on to
Monster Hunter.
more lore.
If you take on quests and read the descriptions, oftentimes the quests you'll be taking on are given by the guild or the locals nearby. You can either be on a quest slaying or capturing monsters, or
special kind of just the special gold and silver ones. Hold on, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. What? Okay, I'm back, champ. Alright, back to what we're doing.
gathering materials such as special mushrooms or carrying giant eggs. However, some people who have been
I'm not gonna pause
for
with
a
this
while
one. This one I'm just gonna let play out
noticed
while I talk.
They've noticed how there was a strange man
Is that
PS1
in
the quest
or the PlayStation? What is that?
Numerous Monster Hunter titles,
like,
and the
so,
quests given
look
by
at the
him
graphics on that. It's so
are oddly
old.
suspicious. Other people would begin to notice this,
game
bringing
facts.
countless discussions online. With only a few vague pieces of information, the man in red remains a shrouded mystery in Monster Hunter.
The unsolved mysteries of Scarlet Mystery Man. Scarlet Mystery Man, which is I don't know what the Scarlet Mystery Man is. What is that? Is that a...
There are 5 generations of Monster Hunter as of this
PlayStation
recording.
2!
And
Never
with
played
each
that one.
Monster Hunter generation
And
comes with
Wii.
a few Monster Hunter titles. Some titles are only released in Japan.
Some
the rest
break.
are spin-offs and long-running series like Monster Hunter Frontier.
Here's
But
the
for now,
there's only 2
we'll just
spin-offs.
focus
I don't
on
know.
these titles.
Is there more than just the
Scarlet
Monster Hunter
Mystery Man
Frontiers and the
is, well,
stories?
a mysterious figure
I'll play
in
stories
Monster Hunter.
eventually.
There's not
On
much
3DS.
information about him in game.
Oh,
nor
he's
in
got a charge
physical
blade!
books like in
Ah.
Monster Hunter encyclopedias. It's such an ominous character that reappears so often in game that it sparked my curiosity.
First
As
generation.
for Scarlet Mystery Man, his name can be found way back since the first generation of Monster Hunter. This would all begin in Monster Hunter G, which is a Japan exclusive game for the PlayStation 2, and it
Monster
is the
Hunter G?
expansion of the original Monster Hunter game. In one of the 7-star key quests in Monster Hunter G, Scarlet
Look at
Mystery
how
Man
old
would
those
request
graphics
the
are.
hunter
But they still
to
look
hunt
good.
down
I
2
still
flying
find those
wyverns,
graphics to be very charming. It's like the
and Rathian in the Forest and Hills
like
map. Here's a
Frontier.
screenshot of the quest
No,
description that I found on Wiki.
Final
And
Fantasy
I also Google translated it.
graphics.
It's not
Like
the
those
best
were so
translation,
charming.
but you get
like,
the gist
like
of
they're
it.
just so.
Here's another quest given by Scarlet Mystery Man. It's an urgent quest to unlock the 8-star quest in the guild hall. Hunters will be hunting down 2 flying wyvern subspecies, Azurathalos and Pink Rathian, in the same map, Forest and Hills. The last information that I found online, in one of the 8-star quests, Scarlet Mystery Man will ask hunters to hunt down 2 black gravios in the old volcano.
I do like the art style of like low polygon.
Locally, a year later,
PlayStation
Capcom
game.
releases
Like
another
the low
Monster
polygon
Hunter
like
game
looks very
called
nice in a
Monster
fun way.
Hunter Freedom.
Especially when like the
content of
entire
this
like
Monster
new
Hunter
modern
title
games are
is
like
based on
way
Monster Hunter
too
G.
realistic, and it's like
However, the game
what's
doesn't
realer than
include
real?
all of
Like
its
we've
features.
reached
Although in
the
here,
end.
we can
That looks
finally
great.
read
That
the quest
those
descriptions of Scarlet
those look
Mystery
great.
Man
I don't care
that's
if it,
been
like the
decently
quality is like
translated
extremely
in
high level.
English.
Rathalos and Rathian. To take both at the same time.
You can tell when everything's using like the Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine, and it's like that's
these beasts? The pink Rathian and azure Rathalos have been seen outside the area. I want you to slay them.
The pink Rathian?
Can you conquer the ultimate quest?
Wait, there's
I
a pink
hear
Rathian?
hunting in the volcanic belt is very difficult. Earlier, I spotted 2 gravios there.
Gravios is
Based on the quest
the
descriptions,
fat one, right? The big
Scarlet
one.
Mystery Man
The
seems
armor
to
does
be
not look
testing
good.
the hunter's hunting capabilities with all these threatening monsters.
Like yeah, it looks like low quality graphics, but I
is
find
he
it charming.
testing
It's
the
like also
hunter's
Fallout New
skills?
Vegas. Like Fallout New Vegas has like old graphics, but like they're still pretty fun. Like I enjoyed it. After this, I'm
Not long
gonna have to
after,
mod
his
Fallout New
name would
Vegas
make an
again. I'm gonna have to
appearance
do that.
again
Oh,
in the
man.
quest
Not
descriptions
looking
of the
forward to that.
second generation. Moreover, this would also be the time where his quests
Poke
will
Village!
get quite
Is that Poke
suspicious
Village in the...
in the fragmented lore of Monster
yeah, Poke
Hunter.
Village, there's a... Kamuto Village, I forget what the...
If we take a look at Scarlet Mystery Man's quest in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, which is the Western release of Monster Hunter Portable 2nd G,
Freedom
2
Unite!
of Scarlet Mystery Man's quest
Freedom Unite, not a
involve hunting
Frontier. I
down
keep mixing
2
up the two.
powerful black dragons. To some of you who aren't familiar with the black dragons, basically, in the lore of Monster Hunter, black dragons are known to be powerful monsters. As for the Hunters Guild,
Is
the
Black
Central
Dragons the
Governing
Kishulas?
Association of Monster Hunter, they don't know enough
Deoras?
about the black
Kishla
dragons
Deoras,
to
or are
even
they
research them.
the Fatalists?
They are simply extremely rare and extremely dangerous, which makes it difficult for researchers to try to learn more about it. Hence, there are no documents or any form of material to go by about these black dragons. It's an ancient tale told by an NPCs and passed down from generation to generation. All of them are hidden away as monsters of legend, which makes it so odd how Scarlet Mystery Man knows the forthcoming of these black dragons. One of the black dragons are Crimson Fatalis, a powerful black dragon that resides in the harsh volcanic region. In Freedom Unite, the volcanic region would be called the Battleground, which is the back-end location of the volcanic belt.
It appears the time has finally come. The blood-stained scales of the red dragon have graced the earth again in flaming glory. If you can stop this beast...
Besides that, Scarlet Mystery Man prepares an arena for the hunters to hunt down 2 Rajangs.
Ah, the
it's
Rajang.
an extremely violent
Rajang.
fang
I say
beast
Rajang.
that's capable of
Am I
using
pronouncing literally
electricity-based
every monster
attacks.
incorrectly?
There are 2 Rajang, each with golden fur.
There are 2
Hunters,
Rajang.
I have prepared
each
a
with
special
golden.
stage for your grandest performance.
I've never fought a
Demonstrate
Rajang
your
before.
True power.
A Rajang?
Till this day, a lot of old world hunters could never forget this terrifying quest. Lastly, Scarlet
bigger.
Mystery Man would tease the hunters to hunt down another black dragon, called White Fatalis. White Fatalis, also known as Old Fatalis, is another powerful black dragon in the old world of Monster Hunter. Unlike Crimson Fatalis, this black dragon has the ability to use and summon red lightning storms. Hunters will
Honestly, it
go
just feels
and
like the
hunt this
Lightning
monster
Lord in
on top of the ancient
Dark
tower.
Souls 3.
The time has finally
Dragon
come.
King?
Here's
Dragon
your
King
invitation
in
to
Monster
the
Hunter
ball, where your Sunday's
in
best,
Dark Souls
and
3.
bring your greatest weapon, for it is time to go to the dance with the King of Disaster.
I like how the Scarlet
Scarlet
Mystery Man has like a
would
certain way of
also
writing
make an
where it's
appearance
poetic and
on the quest
cute.
descriptions of the 3rd generation. Similar to the second generation, Scarlet Mystery Man would yet again request hunters to hunt down powerful black dragons, as well as rare species known in-game. In the high rank 6 of Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, Scarlet Mystery Man would come again and ask hunters to hunt down both the rare species of Rathalos and Rathian in the Misty Peaks.
Tonight will be our festival, but rumors are spreading that 2 monsters will appear. We don't want our festival to be cancelled because of this. Please seek those monsters.
Upon reading his quest description, I can assume that this was the time where the Yakumo village is celebrating its festival. In one of the event quest descriptions of Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, one of the quests involve around hunting down the super version of Amatsu. I've already made a video about Amatsu and how it nearly destroyed the Yakumo village. But
Amatsu looks like a Misutsune, but not as strong. Like, look at that. That looks exactly
storms,
like a Misutsune.
Massive tornadoes and water beams from its mouth.
But it's like not as fat.
The end of the world is here.
Like technically, it just looks like an Emperor sea dragon. A sea dragon is like a seahorse, but it has more of like a Kelpie look to it. You've ever seen sea dragons?
In the other event quest, hunters would be requested to hunt down the super version of Alatrion. Alatrion, also known as the Blazing Black Dragon, is another powerful
that's
black
what the
dragon,
Alatrion is.
similar to the ones
It
I
kind of looks like
mentioned a while
a
ago. What makes Alatrion so strong is how it can wield multiple elements such as dragon, fire, ice, thunder, and water, which is
it can wield as much as
it
it wants, but if it doesn't hit me, it doesn't matter, does it?
The ultimate test. A black dragon will appear in front of you. The Alatrion. Don't be scared. Even though he is a powerful ancient dragon,
is a black dragon as well?
Wisdom will win
I thought the Fatalist was a black dragon. Is the black dragon just a name for like elder
Mystery
dragons?
Man's quests in Monster Hunter 3rd Ultimate is no different from Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. Hunters would be taking on both the rare species of Rathalos and Rathian.
Foolish hunters, the feast is at hand, and you shall be the guest of honor. Succumb to the rhythm, and you may yet survive this night of madness. But beware, tonight the moon drinks blood.
And
Why would the moon be
two kinds
drinking
of
blood?
quests hunting down the black dragon Alatrion.
Why must hunters always seek the most difficult trials? Does their greed conquer their common sense? No matter, you wish a challenge?
Is that Brachydios sword? I think he's using a Brachydios sword because it's when did Brachydios even be introduced?
I've been waiting, Hunter.
I think Brachydios was like one of the
comes your
newer ones.
final challenge. Alatrion, a dragon of darkness and light. Can mere mortal tell an elder dragon feared even by the gods? Don't even bother saying your prayers.
Scarlet Mystery Man's quest appearance is an obvious pattern at this point. Once hunters reach the endgame, he then challenges hunters to slay the black dragons or any known powerful
older
monsters.
styles of like
His
Monster
quest
Hunter
would
Freedom.
appear either on the
you
highest
lose
ranks
that.
or
Where did this
the
art
main
style
quests
go
of
in like
Monster Hunter.
World and Wilds? Like it's going away. They're losing it. You're losing
After
it,
some
Monster Hunter.
time, Scarlet
Capcom,
Mystery
you're
Man
like
also made
slowly
an appearance
deteriorating
on
the
fourth
flavor
generation of Monster Hunter.
over
And by
time.
appearance, I mean
Your trial is at hand, Hunter. It is said that the Dalamadur can pierce the edges of the sky. Will its
Dalamadur?
presence
Oh, it's the
embolden
snake one.
Or terrify you.
The giant snake
Soon
thing.
we shall find out.
It's not a snake technically. It has arms and legs because it's like a newt or like one of those
The
armed
heavens
newts
conspire
things.
against mankind when the golden moon and silver sun collide. A new door shall open. Arise, bold hunter, and see your deeds forever etched in the constellations.
What is he using here to fight these guys?
The Scarlet Terror has come out of hiding. Will you
I'm
stand
using the
against it,
they're using the
Hunter?
Saragios in this
The
one. I
end
see.
of our story has yet
Saragios
to be
armor.
written, after all. The time has arrived. Look, the scales of red adorn the crimson dragon.
Okay, so
the
I
final
think
stage has been set, Hunter. Go out
that the
and
monsters
greet the face of
in
death
Monster Hunter
itself.
they're always like, oh no, I lost my thought thing. Whatever.
A few years later, Scarlet Mystery Man would also make an appearance on the quest descriptions of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
I've got something special whipped up for you today. 2 Rejangs sporting shiny gold coats. Hope you're ready to give them all you've got, cause they don't know how to go easy on anybody. The time is right. We're having a large banquet tonight. Come forth, you reckless hunters. The mood demands fresh blood. Do what you can to survive this night of madness and revelry.
The Silver Rathalos is
Long time no see, hunters. I've prepared a test for you all. This day, your opponent is an Alatrion, which will emerge victorious in battle. You or the beast feared by the
I forgot
very
my
heavens
train of thought.
themselves.
I already lost it. It's because I let the video play out. Castle Shrade.
The time is ripe. The
Oh,
hour
Castle
has
Shrade
come.
is like it's the
Now
same
the party
thing from
begins,
Monster
and
Hunter.
we must all dance, dance, dance. Put
Revolution.
on your best armor, pick your best weapon, and greet your partner. Don't
I think
forget
that's the
to
same
bow.
one as the. It's the same
come.
as the last one.
The time has come. Not to mention the dragon. Its scales are steeped in blood. It leaves hellfire in its wake.
Oh,
Hunter,
a Slayer
if you
Repellent,
think
which is
you
a
can
Monster Hunter
stop it,
Generations thing.
Then now is the time to give it a whirl.
I
There's
faced the
nothing left to
Teostra.
say.
I have the
If you
Teostra
wish to
quest
claim
available.
the
Oh my
title
gosh!
of the strongest hunter, you must come forth and forge your own path to glory. Destiny waits for no one. Hunter.
Oh my gosh, that's like way too many monsters in here. Like, did you see how many? That was a
In the fifth
Tigrex,
generation of Monster
a
Hunter,
Zenogre,
the
I think
first Monster Hunter
Silver
title
and
introduced
Silver
is Monster
and Gold
Hunter
Wrath.
World, one of the
Rathalos,
most ambitious
Rathian
Monster
and
Hunter
Rathalos.
title the Monster Hunter team has ever done. I've read through each of the quest descriptions to see whether Scarlet Mystery Man has given a quest to the hunters, and upon checking each of the quests, Scarlet Mystery Man was never found.
Interesting.
And because of that, I ended up reading through each of the quest descriptions.
Scarlet
in
Mystery
Monster
Man
Hunter
reminds
World
me of
Iceborne,
Mysterious Stranger from
the expansion
Fallout New
title
Vegas.
of Monster Hunter World. Went through each of the quest descriptions, including the event quests. However, Scarlet Mystery Man was never found.
You know, I never really bothered to read the
Even
quest
on the
descriptions
quest
in
that was
Monster
most
Hunter because
likely
I always
to be
thought
given
the
by
flavor
him,
text was like,
Rajang,
interesting
Goldrathia,
flavor.
Silver Rathalos, Alatrion, Fatalis.
Vanilla.
None of them
Very
are
interesting.
requested
Anyway,
by Scarlet Mystery
back to killing the
Man.
monsters.
But why? What could have happened to him? In July 10, 2020,
Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember now.
Gaijin Hunter posted this
with
tweet,
Monster Hunter World,
curiously thinking
like the
if
Monster
Capcom would
Hunter,
decide to add Scarlet
the
Mystery
art style
Man
of Monster
as part
Hunter
of the lore
is
in the
slowly
final title
deteriorating.
update
It's
of
terrible.
Iceborne.
Like they're just
Obviously,
losing
we
everything that
already
makes
know Scarlet Mystery
the
Man
art styles
wasn't
of like
added
the
in the
original
game.
game so interesting and
However,
like so fun.
Someone
Monster
replied
Hunter,
under Gaijin Hunter's tweet.
The same thing for like Resident Evil. Resident Evil like is losing its art style. It's like deteriorating. Like it's becoming like it used to be like this thing where like you could tell that's the Resident Evil art style. That's the Monster Hunter art style. Now it's just becoming like draw it as realistic as possible. Make it look realistic. Increase those graphics. Bump up those graphics. Make it look cool and interesting. And I'm like.
Stay ignorant of what true
You're just
fear
losing the
is.
entire point. The
One
same
said.
thing happened to like
There are things better left unknown.
So
said
like
another.
what was it?
On my way back, that's all I could think about.
What was
Just
it?
light the
What was the
flame
game called?
and burn it all.
Ritual of the Night. Castlevania.
what would
Castlevania.
burning
Castlevania
anything
lost its art
accomplish?
style as well.
If
What
the
made it
flame was to be
interesting and
lit?
unique was like deteriorated.
Things really are taking an interesting turn. Yes, a fervent turn.
Although it is unclear whether or not this conversation with the Third Fleet Master is connected to Scarlet Mystery Man. Self-important people could just mean a bunch of people who refuse to believe a monster like Alatreon could have existed. As I've mentioned earlier, these monsters are, if not, mere legends.
The thing about him not being in the old world is like it would in the new world is like he's in the old world because we know he's in the old world. If this person is in the old world, so like it wouldn't make sense if like this is one person for it to be in the new world.
Helping the hunters,
unless it's like this one specific guy also went with us.
Based on the observation that we've gotten on this quest descriptions,
I don't know if it's gonna be a good fight.
Man has a questionable amount of knowledge with regards to the Black Dragons. More often, these types of information are concealed by the guild or unknown to the guild. But what about Scarlet Mystery Man's backstory? As of this recording, there hasn't really been any concrete information about the origins of
the entire
Scarlet
soul of
Mystery
the series is being lost over time.
However,
with like the evolution and like over
the Third Fleet podcast,
the
Bandino, who is a
trying to like
Monster Hunter researcher,
get this realistic art style. And it's like
he shared a bit
the charm and the love that goes
about
into the
Scarlet
series.
Mystery Man.
Designs is being lost, like especially with like the realistic like armors, like they start to become.
About 1,000 years ago, Vitalis descended on Strayed, and basically, it turned that place into its own personal nest, and it didn't leave any survivors, at least as far as we know. But this interesting thing was around the time that Vitalis appeared, at least a couple of months before it appeared, a mysterious person in a red cloak appeared in front of the king, and he actually, seemingly, he kind of was like he kind of foretold or was like an omen for Vitalis' coming.
Is that the Scarlet clothed man? The Scarlet robed man?
Yep, that's freaky thing is, he appeared 1,000 years ago, yet in game we still get quests from him to this very day.
Well, then he's a Wyverian, isn't he?
It is no wonder why Scarlet Mystery Man strangely knows a lot about the Shade Kingdom and Fatalis.
1,000 years ago. Is 1,000 years ago an ancient civilization? Like I feel like 1,000 years ago is like an old civilization, but not ancient.
This can be read
like
in
thousands
Monster Freedom and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
Like 1,000 over like 3,000 years ago. Like I don't know.
Magazine for hunters.
Like ancient.
It's an interesting fairy tale, although it wasn't mentioned who wrote it. So I had to look it up, and what I've got is this fairy tale was written by
a poet clad in red.
Could that be Scarlet Mystery Man?
Could it be? He's like
Some
Venti.
May be familiar with it
He's
already,
like been alive for
here's what it
years.
says.
Yeah, you know, like Venti.
Hasn't there been a song?
Imagine it's a femboy. Imagine the Scarlet.
Sung
The
by
Scarlet. You
children
just
all
meet the
across
Scarlet, and
land.
it's just like a tiny little Twinkie guy.
A
And
song
it's
with
like,
soul, sung diligently in the streets and
Wouldn't it
in
be
the
so fun?
alleys. What is that song? The Legend of Death. Death by a giant
Space
wyvern
Marines
has
normal
been
size.
revived.
Yeah, it loses the
is
entire flavor.
The Legend of the Black Dragon. Everyone should know it, as it is based on a famous fairy tale. However, I think the fact that everyone is singing this song is actually a sign. They say children are always the first to foretell the changing of the world. They are said to have special sense for these kinds of things. I have gathered as much information as I could from the corners of this world, and I have told those who should be told. However, no one believes me. This is why I have begged for a few pages in the hunting life, explained the legend to all who care to learn. The legend of the Black Dragon is said to exist everywhere, and while there are changes in the
How the heck are
lyrics
people
depending
losing
on
to
the
Black
location,
Dragons when a guy like this
the
exists? Like he
content of the
keeps
song
showing up
is
and it's
the
like, hey
same.
guys, this is
So
gonna happen.
please,
Ignore him.
understand that the lyrics printed below are representative of the song as I know it. The lyrics may be different where you are located.
The Legend of the Black
Dragons
Dragon.
are monsters. They're beautiful.
When the world
Well,
is
that's a
full of
wyvern.
wyverns, the legend is revived.
You know, I'm
Meat
gonna
is
kill it.
Eaten, bone is crunched, and
Bonies
blood is
crunched.
sucked up dry. He burns the earth and melts through iron. He boils the rivers and mows down trees. He awakens the winds and lights an inferno. He is called Fatalis, the Wyvern of Destiny.
I've never fought a
He is called
Fatalis before, but
the
I feel like
Wyvern of
Fatalis is like
Destruction.
weaker than...
Call for help.
I don't know, there's
Run
like
for your
bigger
lives,
dragons out
and
there.
Don't forget to pray to the skies. He is called Fatalis, the Wyvern of Destiny. He is called Fatalis, the Wyvern of Destruction. Fatalis, Fatalis, heaven and earth are yours. Fatalis, Fatalis, heaven and earth are yours.
This is like a terrible song. This song doesn't have very good rhyme scheme.
It is a terrifying fairy tale. No other character could have created this besides the one who truly knows about Fatalis. You can also hear this being sung in what I think is in Monster Hunter language as you hunt down Fatalis. Even with all this information, we're still left with a lot of questions. There have been a few theories
like it's
bounced
a
around
game
in
facts
the Monster
again,
Hunter
yeah.
community.
I love game
on
facts.
who
Game
Scarlet
facts is
Mystery
like
Man
kind of
is
annoying
and
sometimes,
how
like
he
that's what
managed
people
to
say,
have
but I
lived
find it
for
to be
so
funny.
long. After
Like, it's useful,
exploring
it's, like,
some
useful,
social
like,
media
source of, like,
platforms, finding theories about Scarlet Mystery Man, I've found some theories that are humorous, like Scarlet Mystery Man is basically Santa Claus, or he is Dante all along in Devil May Cry games, and some theories could be onto something interesting. Let's go through each one of them.
The Wyverian?
One of the theory
okay.
online suggests that Scarlet Mystery Man may not be a single person. Instead, the reason why hunters have been receiving quests for the past few Monster Hunter titles is because Scarlet Mystery Man could be passing down his mantle and information from one person to the next. Simply
Yeah,
put,
but like, why does he
Scarlet
keep
Mystery
writing
Man
the same
has
way?
a successor.
He keeps writing in like a similar
Logically,
way.
this would make sense on how Scarlet Mystery Man still manages to give quests for so long. But why would he do that? Who does he pick as a successor? Shouldn't he give the info to the guild instead? There's a
Yeah.
lot of rabbit hole questions from this theory. So I'll leave it on to you
Is that
watching this
Geralt?
video.
Is that Geralt from
Another
The Witcher?
theory shared online suggests
Could the
that
Witcher?
Scarlet
Could Geralt
Mystery
from The
Man
Witcher be able
is
to win in
involved
Monster
the
Hunter?
creation of the guild. It is
This is a
speculated
good- this is a
that
good
he
actual
is once
analysis.
a guild knight. Interestingly enough, that these knights are wearing a red uniform.
That's not
or
red. That
he
looks
was
like a
once
dark orange.
higher-ranking official from the guild. This somewhat explains why he has a significant amount of knowledge as to where are some of the powerful monsters are.
Like
Continuing on this theory, there's this strange, unobtainable
Mandarin.
item that can be found on Monster Hunter G. It is called
Look at how good that looks. Look at those
Kaiji Hunter
cutscenes.
expanded
Look
on this
so
during the
fun
Third
and like
Fleet podcast
lively.
with Rurikon
And like there's
Bandito.
like this art style
One-
where like
one
people
thing that
are
was
like
really interesting,
trying to
and
make
you
the
guys-
best of
I-
like
it's
these
funny
low
I
graphics.
mentioned
And
this
then you
because
look at
I
the
hate data
background in
mining,
this,
and it's
and
something
everything
that I've
looks
always hated.
dead. Like it
But
looks
there
like
was someone who
like
data mined
overly
Monster Hunter G,
detailed for no
like the original
reason.
like PlayStation 2 game, like way back when. And there was an item that you couldn't get in the game that was still in the data, called it was called the Guildmaster Earring, and the description says an earring given by a founding father of the guild by the mysterious Scarlet Man. So they were hinting that the mysterious Scarlet Man was involved with the creation of the guild itself. So I think it's Tsujimoto. I have to assume it's a joke at this point, but there's no hint whatsoever of who this character is.
Ha! I actually didn't know that.
It's a strange connection between the two, but it adds more mystery to who Scarlet Mystery Man is and
think it was
what's
that-
his connection to the guild. There's
Human
also a
incarnation
crazy
of a black
theory
man.
suggesting Scarlet Mystery Man could be the human incarnation of Crimson Fatalis,
So it can turn into
based on the
humans?
colors dressed up, and every quest could just be as well a challenge for hunters to fight him. This theory is a bit of a stretch. The
Yeah, it's
problem
definitely
with
a
this
Sarah
theory
Geos
is
armor.
that Scarlet Mystery Man
And I think he's using
predates
what is he
Crimson
using? Is he using a
Fatalis.
charge blade?
He also tends to post different quests, and there's no indication that monsters like these can take on a human form in Monster Hunter.
Can they?
Although there's an alternate theory explaining how some monsters can possess or resonate with other beings.
Is that the player character, or is that like...
A few days ago, while I was making this script, there was a post on Reddit theorizing Scarlet Mystery Man could have some sort of Wyverian linking connection to Fatalis.
So it is a Wyverian.
To the situation of
it's
the
twins that get all the fan art.
And Hinoa
I remember them.
In Monster Hunter Rise, where Hinoa was resonating with Ibushi and Minoru with Narwa. Both of these monsters would communicate with each other, plotting a catastrophe. It's an interesting theory, but it's unclear if Fatalis could even do such a thing.
We know those two are
Although it does tick some of the questions that we have on Scarlet Mystery Man. Like, how did Scarlet Mystery Man manage to live for such a long time and
He's
still
a Wyverian,
provide
like
quests?
Wyverians live forever.
There's a possibility that he's an old wandering Wyverian. Another question would be, how did Scarlet Mystery Man manage to pinpoint the forthcoming of the rare species monsters and other black dragons? He could have been possessed, or he could be resonating with some of the powerful monsters, thus gaining the knowledge. Nevertheless, these are just a few theories that we have on Scarlet Mystery Man. There's a lot more left unanswered.
Yeah, those two
We
look
can be
very gay.
constructing 1,000 theories about Scarlet Mystery Man. He's such an eerie character that's been reappearing in almost every Monster Hunter title. As of this recording, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak isn't complete yet, and I'm quite curious if he's ever going to show up in one of the quest descriptions in that game. I'd be hoping too much if he manages to reveal himself. The setting in Sunbreak is already about a fallen kingdom. I'd love to know your theory on Scarlet Mystery Man. Maybe we can piece something together. But for now, he remains a mystery in Monster Hunter.
What is the jiggle
a Scarlet Man waiting in the shadows to meet your demise.
Wow, interesting. Anyway, that was a lore dump. I'm gonna watch. I just want to watch this one. I don't want to listen to this
weapon. How did we turn from this to something like this?
What is that? Oh, why does she have like an anime character? Like she looks. What is that? Oh my gosh, what is it? Like literally, I don't. That's what they look like now. That's what I remember it looking like. What is this?
Weapon types: greatsword.
Hold on, let me look at the evolution of weapon types.
After playing Monster Hunter for I don't know how long exactly, but for every Monster Hunter I've played, out of all the 14 weapon types this game has introduced, I've mostly spent my time on 2 weapon types: greatsword and longsword. Sure, I'll sometimes use the rest of the weapon types here and there.
I don't use anything. I just use the greatsword.
Weapon.
I just use the greatsword. Slop leveling.
For the longest time, I never really understood the lance weapon. I've seen some players use this weapon, and in my
I think
head,
it's for charging. You have the charge
weapon
ability, and where like gives you like really fast. Also, like you don't have to wear armor, so it gives you really fast.
Not only that, it doesn't look that strong either. Apparently, if we take a look at the weapon popularity charts, lance is
like at the bottom?
One of the least popular weapons.
Hunting horn is the least popular.
Only a few players main this weapon. But who cares about these weapon popularity charts?
Yeah.
How do I feel about this weapon?
Okay, that sounded way too dramatic.
That I have to use.
I freaking let the power. I should use that more. I should use that power system. Oh, it's back. Don't you have a sprinting ability?
The only evade that I can do is a back hop evade. Look, I'm not used to guarding monster attacks, okay? I know, pathetic. Not only that, but I also had a hard time repositioning myself with this weapon. Like, my muscle memory keeps telling me to sheath the frickin' weapon, or I could just do this. It's something that I've seen from other Lance players.
Okay. A bit of a backstory here. During the early days of Monster Hunter, unlike the future Monster Hunter titles wherein we have like 14 weapon types, except for Monster Hunter Tri, but in the first generation of Monster Hunter, there were only 5 Blade Master weapons to choose from.
Okay,
there is the Great Sword, Hammer,
Yeah.
Sword and Shield, dual blades, and lastly, Lance. From what I've read online, out of these 5 Blade Master weapons, Lance was remarkably strong, or rather, one of the strong choices back then.
So that's your answer.
Look, it's the mobility.
There's your answer.
Okay, I know. I mean,
but
of
I
course,
think like
you
the
have a
best
giant
damage is
shield and a
probably
long
hammer,
stick.
because like a
Evading
hammer is a
with the
blatant
lance
damage
is a
output,
great idea.
blunt
The
damage
weapon
output
is
instead of like
really
being a
heavy,
pinpoint damage.
and I mean,
So like the ability
shaping
to
the
like
weapon
put out
takes a lot
damage,
of time.
the cleanest
It
is probably the
requires
best.
commitment, just like in real life. But
whereas like
the
something like a
movesets
great
of the
sword
lance
has the
in
like the
game
biggest
are quite
hitbox.
straightforward. There's the upper poke, and there's the shield guard, and the coward guard poke. While charging also with the lance,
There you
can
go,
end
that's
it
what-
off with a strong thrust. I genuinely thought this was introduced in 2nd gen. Then comes my experience with the weapon in 2nd generation, and from what I've noticed, Lance got Yep, that sums it up.
Ah, okay, that's pretty
For the
good.
past 2 generations, the Lance weapon only has a limited amount of movesets. However, in the 3rd generation of Monster Hunter, they finally introduced a few more movesets.
Is this
to the
Monster Hunter
weapon
Ultimate?
that will
Is this,
carry
is
on
this
for
Generations
the rest of
Ultimate?
the generations.
Yeah, it is Generations. Yeah, it looks like it.
Apparently, in this generation of Monster Hunter, Lance could now do a counter move.
Wait, is this the first counter move introduced in Monster Hunter?
I have to admit, the move is quite useful. It can brush off monster roars and certain monster attacks.
Yeah, it looks like
Okay,
what
okay.
you do with the charge blade.
Interesting
The charge
start.
blade's like
What
a
else can
good
it
burst
do?
damage. or like
Side
this-
sweep.
Side sweep attack.
I don't feel like ranting on how I wish this was introduced before.
Yeah, that's why I kind of don't want to play the earlier ones.
Huh?
There's more. There's lore. Ooh! Oh, it's the swimming damage output. I think this is no, this is Wii. Is this Wii? Yeah, it does feel really good underwater, doesn't it? It's
There's
almost
a
like
lot to
spearfishing's a
uncover in
thing.
the 4th generation.
Which is
In
Generations
fact,
Ultimate.
This was the generation
Oh, it's Rise.
that hooked
It's
me
Rise.
into using the Lance weapon. But it is where I also faced a significant problem.
What is that
More
armor?
about
That
in a
armor
bit.
looks sick.
In this generation, they've added some basic movements
No,
to the
this
weapon.
is-
Unlike in the 3rd generation, where you can
This is
barely
freaking,
move around after guard
Generations
dashing,
Ultimate.
This time, you can continue the movement with a few side steps and an upward poke, which is a great addition.
No, it's
Since
4.
This is the
4
Monster
Ultimate.
Hunter
I'm an
where
idiot.
they've
Yeah,
introduced
I
more
keep
vertical
going ahead
terrain.
too much.
The Lance weapon also got some new interactions with the ledges. Like, you can continue charging with the Lance even after jumping from the ledge. Or
Yeah, I remember
the other
this
way
map.
around.
I played it's
Furthermore,
the map
there was
that
also a
you
new
get for the
playstyle discovered in this generation. Evade Lancing. I've seen this Lance gameplay before.
I think this one's
but
Rise.
It
Is it
wasn't
Rise?
as
I don't
crazy
know
as
if it's
this
Rise.
one. Unlike the traditional way of playing Lance, where you'd pick up skills such as guard, guard up, with evade lancing,
Guard up.
of course,
Bird up,
you'd be
guard up.
taking evade skills like evade skill +1, 2, 3, evade distance. I know, it's quite an odd playstyle, but hey, it works. Although this was just the beginning for the Lance weapon, because the next Monster Hunter
Yeah, I
title
never really liked
changed
Lance, but the Lance is very good
significantly.
because it has really nice defense
Monster Hunter
and the
Generations
shield like blocks almost
introduced
anything.
hunting styles. This changes the way you play the weapon.
Just a side note, there's a lot of Lance hunting styles in this game. I'll quickly run you through some of them. but
There's a lot of
I'll share more
there should be
details on the
6,
ones that are
like every other
commonly used.
class.
Guild style Lance. It's the classic Lance playstyle.
Why is there like an
although
anime
they've
girl now?
added
It's
some
like
hate.
like
It's
before
just
you had like
3 small
Monster
hits
Hunters.
at the
Now
end
you
of
just
the
have an
combo.
anime girl.
I don't like it. This is a Lance playstyle that you'd pick if you enjoy guarding or countering.
Wait, this sounds so stupid. Isn't that what the Lance is about?
So, if you perfectly guard against an attack, there's no stamina loss, chip damage, or even a knockback. Afterward, it lets you perform a double side sweep follow-up attack. You can do this multiple times too. Lastly, the most preferred Lance playstyle, Striker.
Striker. Oh,
Hello there,
Striker!
are
I
you
should probably
looking
use
for
Striker
something?
for my...
Yeah, I've
charge
tried
blade
other
more.
hunting style, but somehow it didn't feel right. No worries, you're in the right place. I've got something for you.
Aw, man, but I like shield
I'm so
thrust.
sorry. Bad habit of mine. Alright, here's what I've got for you.
Huh?
Do you hate that multi-hit poke from the guild style? Boom, this style gets rid of it. Do you like charging your lance? Boom, the charging finisher move of this lance was said to be busted. What?
Oh.
3 hunter arts? Wait, what are hunter arts?
Yeah, we don't need to explain that. I'm not
Hunter
gonna
arts
listen to
are
that.
special moves that...
We're not gonna explain.
And especially this. Hunter arts and styles are gone, so we're back to the guild style moveset. And they brought back the old 3-poke combo, which is great. They also added these movements.
It's
After
the
you
pokey
do a
stick.
guard dash,
You know, like
can
it's a
do lethal
spear. You
move.
know, the best
And
weapon, the
there's
best
this new
weapon in
move
history
called
ever.
Power
The
guard.
spear.
Unlike the normal
the sword
guard
is
move,
like
you
the
take
strongest
more chip
weapon
damage
because it's
when
like the
guarding,
weapon of kings.
but
Like it's the weapon you
gain
use like
knockback
when you're rich.
resistance
But the
and
spear is like the
ability to guard
people's
in
weapon.
360
And people have always had
degrees.
spears.
And there's also this Attack on Titan move called Clutch Claw Counter. But here's the thing. Is the Elemental Lance playstyle great in this Monster Hunter title? Well, after reading a bunch of discussions online and watching a few guides,
I don't want to talk about. I like the twin
alright.
blades more than I
Still
like the.
not as great
the
as going full
X.
raw
Is there a
damage
twin
on
blades
lance.
one? Is there a twin
But
blades
hey,
video here?
At
I don't
least
see one in the.
Elemental Lance playstyle has improved compared to the older generations. The set most often used for the Elemental Lance
Man,
playstyle
look at the
is
designs
the
on that. That
full
looks so
Safijiva
cool.
armor. And the lance weapon used alongside the Safijiva armor would either be Kultaroth's weapons or
that
Safijiva's
freaking-
weapons. There are a bunch of mix sets out there maximizing the raw lance playstyle. Most of them would have this new skill called Offensive Guard. It increases your attack after you timely guarded the monster's attack. But despite all these improvements to the lance weapon, a lot more has happened in Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak.
I just like when it's. I think that's gonna be.
Hunter
There's
styles
no.
and arts
not gonna
are
be a
back.
single world.
Kunai do a shield tackle, which is great.
Oh,
There's
look at the
also
design
the
on
new
that one. Oh, that's
zipline
great.
moves like
Rise,
skyward
did he
thrust.
talk about
so
Rise?
what you do is you wirebug up in the air and crash down with the lance. And another wirebug move that came in handy in this update is the wirebug evade. It lets you evade and sheath the lance instantly. It's quite handy if you're avoiding huge monster attacks in Sunbreak. On top of all that, lance players would also get these skills. One more thing about the lance weapons in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
I don't want to play.
Elemental lance weapons are now stronger than ever. Finally, I can happily create elemental lance weapons like what I've always dreamed of.
I prefer charge blades though. Like a charge blade, you get the sword. I like swords, axes. I don't know if I've ever played charge. Like I considered playing charge. Like switch axe,
The
because
lance
like switch
weapon
axe
has
is
changed
the
a
most
lot
similar to the
since
charge
the
blade.
early generations. It's not as boring as I thought it would be. I don't know if I persuaded you on that, but hey,
I actually
give it a
did
try.
think the charge
Who
blade,
knows?
the
You might
lance was
even
kind of
use it as
boring,
a main
but like
weapon in
looking at
Monster
it like
Hunter.
now, it's like, yeah, that's not what a lance is now. That really doesn't feel like a lance anymore. It just feels like a completely different weapon. It doesn't even feel like you're using the lance as like what a lance should be. It's just like you've gone way over the top with like this over engineering of like the mechanics of the system. It doesn't feel like a lance at all. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me today. Tomorrow we play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate and we fight some Elder Dragons. I'm gonna fight a lot of Elder Dragons. Here on the rule, let me actually pull out my 3DS here. Let me see what we have available. We have Nerskyla, which is gonna unlock the Monster Hunter rank 8, rank 8. What is it? SNS is Sword and Shield, Charge Blade, Longsword, and Gunlance. Longsword. No, I don't like the longsword. So here we have some Elder Dragons that are available. We have the let me check here. Let me see here. What does it say here? We have the technically I still have to fight the Heaven and Earth quest, which is a hunt of Rathalos and Rathian, which is a hold on. What else was there? I also have to fight the Gammoth, but that's a different. I'll do that on my own time. On my own time, like I have any other time. There's I have to slay Shagaru Magala again. Then we need to. I get to slay a Teostra Repellent. We also have a slay a Cameliosa Repellent. That sounds fun. We have slay a Kishla Deora or Repellent. Slay a Kirin. Just slay the Kirins, sadly. The Kirins cannot leave. They have to die. And then I think there's like a quest. There's like a urgent quest of like some kind of like two-headed dragon one. I think that's the octopus one, if I remember correctly. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for... Thanks for coming to stream. I've reacted to so much Monster Hunter. I'm gonna fling all 5 of you to somebody else. Who's playing Monster Hunter? Anybody playing Monster Hunter? It seems 80 CVR and Limechew are all here. Might as well. They're playing Repo? Ah, alright. Alright. Let's raid. I think I'll raid Limechew. Limechew's been streaming since yesterday, hasn't he? Alright, go. Did I do that right? I think I did that right, yeah. Is it working? What the heck? Limechew. Did I do it right? Should be. Limechew's not allowed. Well, that'll be it for me today. Thank you. Is everybody playing Monster? Let me look for somebody who's playing Monster Hunter. Who's playing Monster Hunter right now? Anybody playing Monster Hunter? Everybody's playing. What are they doing right now? Monster Hunter. Generations Ultimate. Let's see who's playing Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Any VTubers? We'll just end it here. That'll be it for me today. I'm sorry for everyone. I don't know. Nobody was on. I couldn't get anyone to. Anyway, bye bye everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Which button was it? It was this one.